Yo, it's Burnard, aka the Scarlet Spider. Don't worry, I'm not hitting you with some different.
And this is Samir, the King in Black.
And we are the Angry Blerds.
Where the nerds are black and the nerds are angry. And we have, once again, SD Simper, because our good friend, here again.
Hello, everybody. I'm SD Simper. I write horror and dark fantasy.
Yes. All right, so where do we want to start first, Samir?
Okay, so
we're saving Mando and you know what? Let's talk about something that we talked about last week. All right, so I brought up Frank Grillo jumping over to DC last week.
Yeah,
and you actually made the assumption that he was playing Rick Flag. So you were kind of right. He's playing Rick Flag Sr. in the Creature Commandos animated series.
That makes sense.
Yes.
So the Creature Commander, they're doing the 1920s Howling Commandos counterpart. Like they're like the DC version of Howling Commandos.
No,
basically.
The Howling Commandos counterpart to DC would be Sergeant Rock and his crew.
Oh,
so yeah, this is more of a supernatural thing. Marvel tried to do something along the lines of the Creature Commandos. I can't remember what it was. It was like during the whole Marvel Now launch, because they had the Dum Dum Dugan LMD in there and a bunch of other people who I can't remember, but the book was trash.
I mean, can Dum Dum Dugan stand on his own?
Dum Dum Dugan's a robot. It doesn't matter. He's been dead since the 40s. Nick Fury just kept him around because he missed his friend.
That's sad.
Yeah, so we actually got the full cast of Creature Commandos. So, like I said, Frank Grillo is playing Rick Flag Sr. David Harbour is playing Eric Frankenstein. Oh, wait, that's my slide for Frank Grillo. Indira Varma is playing the bride of Frankenstein. I believe she was on Game of Thrones. I know her from a show that was on Fox.
Yeah, she was Eliara Sand or something like that.
Yeah, I know her from Human Target. That was on Fox, which is also another DC property. Alan Tudyk, who we all know from such films as I, Robot, Dodgeball,
Serenity, and Firefly.
Firefly and Serenity, Resident Alien.
I mean, one would argue those put him on the map. Actually, you would start with those.
I think Dodgeball put him on the map because I believe
Alan Tudyk, who recently starred as a chicken in Moana. You know that guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is the chicken.
K2SO in Rogue One.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's playing Dr. Phosphorus. Zoe Chow is playing Nina Marzuski, who is looks like an amphibious underwater thingy.
I briefly remember her character when they tried to reboot it in the New 52.
And Sean Gunn, because nepotism is a thing. He is playing Weasel in G.I. Robot.
As long as he don't take too much screen time, I feel what's his name in Guardians takes too much screen time.
Rocket?
No, Sean Gunn's character.
Kraglin? I mean, because he does the mocap for Rocket.
But it doesn't matter. Kraglin's character takes up too much screen time.
Kraglin probably has, at minimum, maybe under an hour of screen time, and all three exist.
That's too much. Any time is too much.
Wow.
Is Kraglin an actual Guardians character? If not, then grab an actual Guardians character from the long list of characters they have for that book and put it in this place. Otherwise, he's a waste of screen time, in my opinion.
Dude, there's not that many Guardians teams.
There's tons. There's tons.
No, there's 3 teams.
There are tons of characters they can pull from that.
You just said no, there aren't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I've read almost every single iteration of Guardians. Did you read Guardians 3000?
No, I did not read that one.
So you didn't.
But guess what? Where's Moondragon?
I'm not James Gunn. You got to talk to him. We got a sidekick.
Pull his brother out. Put Moondragon in. Problem solved.
We got a sidekick. I mean, and you can't have Moondragon without Phyla. And guess what? They kind of butchered that because they decided to gender bend. Almost said Marvel.
They can have Moondragon in. She's Drax's daughter. Okay. They can work that in there.
No, they can't because remember they screwed up Drax's origin. Remember, Drax was a human who got abducted by aliens and got genetically modified alongside his daughter. But guess what? That's not canon in the MCU.
Well, then they can figure it out. But I don't think James Gunn's brothers took too much screen time.
Look, man, if you hate Sean Gunn, just say that.
I don't hate Sean Gunn. I don't know the guy. I'm just saying his character isn't cool, and he takes away a lot of screen time from characters who are cool. All right? It's like Transformers all over again.
No, it's not, because I want to know, who is he taking away screen time from? You usually see Kraglin piloting a ship, or learning about Christmas, or what the hell did he do in the first Guardians movie? I don't even remember.
In the first one, he was more of a background character. Exactly. I don't know. What's your opinion, SD?
Which guy?
Sorry. Sean Gunn's character in Guardians. He's basically Yondu's right-hand man when Yondu died in the second Guardians.
Okay.
Yeah. He barely shows up.
He's fine. I guess the problem is I also agree there's better Guardians characters that they could pull from the comics to put into the movies. The fact that they haven't had, like, Angela show up yet, because she was a Guardian for a hot second there, it's kind of a crime.
See,
controversy.
No, it's not controversy. The issue with that is you really can't do that without trying to go back and explain, Odin having another secret daughter, because they kind of did that in Ragnarok.
That's a whole other rant, because they totally combined the backstories of a couple different people to make Hela, and that made me really mad. But, oh well.
Yeah, so I'm just like...
So I understand that would be difficult, but it's like you said, they can make Drax's daughter work, so they can make Angela work somehow.
They could put Hela in the team also. She'd be hilarious. She'd be the straight man.
That'd be awesome.
And she'd be like, I'm too good for this. Why am I here?
Death doesn't affect Marvel characters for that long.
I'm just saying. Kraglin is a weird choice, and I think nepotism is the problem here, but, whatever.
I thought you didn't have a problem with nepos.
I don't have a problem with nepos, because what do I care?
You just literally said nepotism is the problem.
Nepotism is a problem, but it's not a problem. It's a low problem on the priority list. And we have global warming, we have systemic racism, cost of housing, all this other stuff. Nepos are not on that list. It shouldn't be. They're not even in the top 50. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Unless it's politics, they should not be nepotism in politics, but there is.
Yeah, but I'm
going off subject.
Yeah, still no release date on when Creature Commandos is coming out. We just know it's in the future. I can't even remember what the hell they said. Man, that video came out so long ago. But Samir, I hope you got a story and you don't plan on taking one of mine. So talk to me.
What? All right. So did you guys watch the state of play for Final Fantasy 16?
Shit. No, I didn't. I was doing other research. I'm sorry. Okay, so no shame. No, there's no shame. You know why? Because I was busy after work. When it comes to my life after work, it's non-existent. Okay.
All right, great. All right, what did you think of it? Please get us back on track.
So, full disclaimer, I watched it while I was wrapping packages to send off to USPS. So, I didn't catch all of it. And second disclaimer, I haven't played a ton of Final Fantasy games, so I went in at your recommendation.
Yeah,
and it was awesome. It looked great.
So you don't need to play any of the other ones too.
None of the games are ever connected.
Yeah.
That's good.
Unless it's 10 and 10-2.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with 15, this has nothing to do with 13, and so forth and so on.
So all I can really say, because I don't have a ton to compare it to, I liked what I saw. I don't know what's new, aside from,
everything's new, pretty much. New. So I would say this, if I would give you context, the battle system they have now, it's kind of in its maturity, it's maturing into what it is now, because they started building this back in, when did Final Fantasy 15 come out?
Bro, they started kind of building this when the first Kingdom Hearts came out. So
yeah, it's kind of a mixture between turn-based and real time, like Kingdom Hearts had it, and then they kind of built it together.
This one they said was just real time. I think
there is a mixture that, if I remember correctly.
Just in 17.
Right. Well, in any case, looks pretty dope. It's pretty much the end point of that battle system and engine they were building for the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
So the characters look great. This game was criticized for its dark tone, and people were kind of saying, why is it so dark all the time? So they've been kind of emphasizing a lot of lighter areas, broad vistas, sunny landscapes, things like that. They just want to show multiple areas of the game.
Let stuff be dark sometimes, damn it. I can't see. Turn the brightness up on your TV.
But yeah, so how much of the story do you know about? Either of you, anyways. I guess it's this point.
I know what we talked about.
I didn't look much into it beyond what not the retrospective. the Nintendo event, whatever they announced. That's
All right,
really
so
all I know about it.
Let me give you a brief, synopsis. So this setting in particular is about, I guess, it's a continent, and basically a bunch of warring factions, kingdoms and territories are warring over resources. It's a magical resource called ether, I guess. And basically, whoever controls the most ether controls a lot of power. And each nation has a particular person called an icon that can transform into a summon and then defend that nation.
So Jaden Smith, because he's an icon living?
No, sir. An icon like a summon. All right. Okay. So, and the real cool thing about this one is your main character is an icon, and basically you'll get into these large cinematic kaiju battles. And I just can't wait to do it. It's going to be so awesome. You saw that clip, right?
Oh, definitely saw the kaiju battles in the clip. That looked awesome.
Yeah, so can't wait. And apparently, as you progress through the game, you get more abilities from various icons, and you can switch between them. So it looks really cool. You're not set to just one. You apparently going to have a wide plethora by the end of the game. I'm assuming. So pretty dope. Cannot wait.
That's all you got for the state of play?
I mean, y'all not bouncing it off me.
I only half watched it, and you didn't watch it, so what? I wish I had more to say.
Tell us about the rest of it. I mean, shit, you leading the story, dude. Lead.
Oh my god! So the main character. Okay, so the main character, Clive. You'll follow him.
Wait, hold on, wait. So was the state of play only about Final Fantasy 16?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so I thought it was because it's a state of play. You usually see more
it was a state of play, and it's about Final Fantasy. It's their biggest game of this year, pretty much.
So they really couldn't call it just Final Fantasy.
No, it was a state of play, and it's for Final Fantasy 16. It's accepted.
Okay. So you don't even got to tell us anymore. I thought there were like more games they talked about, like Justice League. I mean, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League getting delayed.
All right, so another interesting thing about this game is that the main character, Clive, you'll follow him through various stages of his life. So you'll get his teen years, early 20s, and then into his 30s. Okay. So, yeah, pretty cool. And then he's like various states of edginess and depression, because clearly he's going through some shit.
It's funny how he likes angst now, but when I tried to get him to watch Young Justice, he's like, nah, too much teen angst.
There's a right way to do angst. And
I was going to say, if you don't like angst, I don't know what you're doing.
And Young Justice did it right.
Yes, Young Justice, the few episodes I saw were pretty good.
The first part did not do it right. I will say this.
You watched probably like 5 out of 24 episodes in the first season?
I watched more than that, but...
I had to get him to watch a recap a year ago. He said he was going to watch it, and here we are almost a year later.
I do want to watch it, and I will eventually. All right?
Stop the cap.
So I've been trying to get you to watch Arcane forever. Huh? What about that?
I watched
and that's shorter.
I watched the first episode. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, there you go again. Wasn't for you.
Netflix doesn't have anything for me. And speaking of which,
I don't know. Okay, I can criticize Netflix all day, but to say that nothing on there is for you, it seems like it's your fault, not Netflix. There's a lot of stuff on there.
I just can't find anything to pique my interest. I'm going to check out that show, The Night Agent, with Gabriel Basso. It got renewed like 2 weeks after it debuted. So that
I don't know. I find it weird that anyone can't like Arcane. I don't know.
Well, I find it weird that you don't like Young Justice.
Have you seen Arcane, SD?
Oh, I haven't yet, but I'm also being harassed about it. I'm really bad at watching shows. That's what you're going to discover.
I'll give you a pass because you are writing a book.
Samir, you just got to stop asking SD if she watched anything, because the answer is going to be no.
It's going to be no. I did see Mario. I saw Mario. And I saw Mandalorian. So
okay, at least you're caught up on
caught up on that. I can follow like one show at a time.
Because every time Samir asks you something, he just dies a little bit more inside.
That's not true.
I don't know.
Someday the hero worship will fade, but
the look on your face when she said, "Nah, I didn't watch it," you were like, ugh.
"I'm going to." I have other friends harassing me about that one.
Yeah, I mean, at least that's that. Yeah, it's a really good show. Also,
it looks great.
Also, I mean, if you haven't already watched Masters of the Universe Revelations, go watch that too.
That is actually pretty good. I'm waiting for that.
That was amazing. Yeah, that's Kevin Smith at his best. He was just he EP'd it, right?
Yes, and pretty much wrote it.
Yeah, so he EP'd it and wrote it. And
Samir has a love-hate relationship with Kevin Smith.
I do, because I feel like
times. He's go ahead.
He's an amazing writer in some regards. In other regards, I think he's not that good of a director. I'm sorry, some of his stuff that he's directed, I don't know, it's like hit and miss.
Like what? And leave Red State out of it.
I wasn't talking about Red State. I mean, didn't he do Yoga Hosers? That was a weird project altogether.
I didn't watch Yoga Hosers. I usually
Cop Out wasn't that good either.
I like Cop Out. It's on the shelf.
And then, of course, it's like the Skew Universe, Skewville, whatever they call it. I mean, how long can we sit there?
What's wrong with
I don't know.
Bro, we've been in the MCU for a decade plus.
No, that's true. And again, I like the Askew verse. It's just, is that all he has? But then when he gets to comics, I mean, Green Arrow, Green Hornet, amazing. Batman the White and Grey, amazing. Okay, and then more recently, He-Man Masters Universe Revelations, amazing. That was actually, I didn't think He-Man could be that cool, and it was. And he showed me that, and it was so freaking good. And I just feel he just went back to his roots and just wrote more, stuff in that vein. That's all. You
do know his roots started in film, right?
Yeah, and he sold all his comic book collection to get his film put out. So I get it. Just saying, I think he just stay in his strong suit. That's all.
Okay, because you said roots. Film. Roots are film. But, so, one thing we didn't talk about, because Samir went off on a tangent last week. All the movie trailers that came out last week, and let's talk about something that came out this week. So let's start with the stuff that came out last week.
We did forget about Blue Beetle.
Yeah, so Blue Beetle. What are our thoughts on that?
That's it? You have any thoughts
I didn't see that trailer.
God damn.
I've seen a list of them, but not that one.
Just
assume if I say nothing. I'm actually very assertive. If I say nothing, it means I know nothing.
Okay, all right. I gotta stop putting you on the spot.
It's okay. Oh, you're fine.
I really thought Samir was going to start it off.
Okay, well, I was going to give it I didn't want to just bulldoze the whole session. But, okay, so I love every minute of it.
Well, hold on. Wait, stop. Let's stop for a second. So, do you know anything about this iteration of Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes?
Oh, no.
SD? Okay,
I don't even know what Blue Beetle is.
So,
you can be ashamed.
What's the best?
No, he's pretty low cut. He's pretty
okay.
Cut.
What's the best comparison to Blue Beetle we can give?
For all the newbie listeners.
He's honestly kind of an answer to Spider-Man.
No. I don't want to say Spider-Man. No.
He kind of is.
No, because Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Samir, I'm trying to talk about something. Well, Spider-Man's been around since the '60s, but I'm saying,
bro, he's like early Spider-Man.
Okay.
Come on, Jaime and Peter are like neck and neck when their characters are more or less mirrors of each other.
Well, I was trying to lean into the anime section, so maybe Guyver.
I mean, no,
random alien thing.
Okay, yeah, but who knows about Guyver though? Guyver's even more of a deep cut.
Look, man, you're not gonna shit on Guyver, okay?
I didn't say a deep cut is not an insult, sir. It's actually a compliment for something to be a deep cut because it's not forgotten. It's just you have to be cool to know about it.
You heard that, guys? Samir just admitted I'm cool.
No,
I'm not cool.
I think you like something cool. And again, you also write fantasy, so I mean.
All right, so
I mean, someone could be totally out of touch, and then you hear about, oh yeah, I'm a race car driver. There's something. Come on, they're a race car driver. What can they do that's not cool? So yeah, I race Formula One. I mean, and live, crash and live. That isn't any more cool. Yeah, I'm an astronaut. I fly rockets. Oh yeah, they crashed once. Yeah, my bad. Come on, seriously.
All right, so Jaime Reyes is actually a character who's been around for almost 20 years at this point. He was actually...
Has it been 20? Has it been 20?
Yes.
He popped up in Infinite Crisis towards the end. What year was that?
I'm trying to explain that, but you do the thing like you...
I think that was like 06, right? 05?
Go ahead, Samir. Go ahead. Do it.
Yeah, it's been almost 20 years. Wow. Oh, no, you got the floor. Okay. I just had an existential crisis on how long that was.
Yeah, you realize old age is starting to catch up with you, right?
No, it's not. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm ageless. All right, sir.
Yeah. So the character actually appeared in Infinite Crisis issue 3, which came out in February 2006. He actually didn't get the scarab until issue 5, so April of 2006, and he was actually created by Jeff Johns and who the hell was drawing Final Crisis? I want to say. Keith Giffen, John Rogers, and Cully Hammer. So, yeah. So, he is actually a kid from New Mexico who gets an alien scarab in a supernatural explosion because at this point, DC was having their Infinite Crisis event, so everything was out of whack, and everyone thought this scarab was actually magic, but it actually turns out it's alien from an alien race known as the Reach, and eventually they become his big bads throughout his entire almost 20 years of
mostly
comics.
because I think he also had to deal with organized crime.
No, yeah, he's but they're his big bads. So the ones who always nearly kill him. But yeah, and he is going to be played by Zolo. I can never pronounce the guy's name, and I always feel bad. Madureira? Have you watched Cobra Kai? SD. Yes. God damn it!
Don't worry, I haven't. I stopped at like season 1.
You started.
The show's good. The show's good.
Started. Well, no, I was going to say the guy who plays Miguel is playing Jaime.
Yes.
George Lopez is also in the film.
I have the Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, that helps.
We have Susan Sarandon.
Yes.
Victoria
Yes.
Ford.
Yes, she is in there.
Yes.
Super stoked.
So I can't wait for this book to come out. I've read everything related to Jaime. He is actually one of my favorite characters. I don't know. I like the teenage characters more. Peter Parker.
That's a very
Jaime
formative.
Reyes, Miles Morales.
I mean, it's easy to make someone interesting in that time of their life because it's formative and they're very malleable and they're flexible. So you can put them in a lot of situations and they can just kind of bounce back. And there's a lot of you can do in that space. As far as what's your opinion of that in terms of writing younger characters?
I mean, writing younger characters can be difficult because you have to place yourself in the mentality of what the emotional maturity levels, what levels they can even reach. And so a lot of times you get backlash from like adult readers who will read YA books and be like, why did this character behave like a teenager? It's just teen angst. I'm like, it's because they're literally 16. So, but because of that, you can exploit those challenges more and create plots that you wouldn't otherwise be able to make. Some stories simply wouldn't work if your character is 30, because they wouldn't end up in these situations. Whereas a 15-year-old, they're very malleable for better and worse.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny you mention that because a lot of the criticisms for that hit Netflix series Shadow and Bone that Bernard doesn't want to watch because there's nothing to watch on Netflix. But a lot of the criticisms for the main love interest
wasn't for me.
Whatever. So a lot of the criticisms you level at the main love interest, it's like he did a lot of things that you could judge him for, but when you realize he's 17 in the book and they casted like a 25-year-old man to play him.
Exactly.
It's like,
more recently, I think the worst offender of that is Dear Evan Hansen, where they cast what's his name? Because he was like 29 or something when he played the role, and they somehow made him look older. Like, they made him look like in his mid-30s. And here's the thing. The plot makes perfect sense if he's 14 and just ends up in this web of lies.
And here's the kicker. So you have Ben Platt.
Shadow and Bone is going to have the same problem.
Yeah, you have Ben Platt playing this teenager, and he's a grown man. He has to hunch himself, talk softer. He doesn't look like a gremlin the entire movie. It just
comes across as creepy.
It does.
But that's actually the problem with Shadow and Bone is when you cast an adult character who, by all accounts, looks like an adult, and they're making all these teenager decisions, you're going to, like, internally condemn them more. Whereas if it's a child and it looks like a child, you're going to, like, soften a little bit more toward them.
I've never done that. Because, according to Samir, I live on the CW. So
CW casts adults for everything.
Yes, but it's because you can't work kids past.
They are really good about their casting. A lot of their actors look young, so I give them props for that.
Yeah, and sometimes it works. I mean, Tom Holland is shockingly, passable as a teenager.
He's like 30. He's almost
I know, that's what's like wild. He has a baby face.
But yeah, so I get why they casted Ben Platt as Evan Hansen because he was on the Broadway play.
Why they that's all nepotism. So his dad
his dad is the producer.
A huge producer.
He made the movie for Ben Platt. It's actually one of the. It's a big showcase in what. Yeah,
if Ben stepped back and directed it and casted someone else in his role that could sing really well, that movie would have been much better. Instead, he had to be the star again. It worked on stage because you're so far back, you don't see all his expressions. He can get away with it. Not in high def. No, bro. You should have
Plus,
cast somebody else.
he was like 22 when he started on Broadway.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
And there is the suspension of disbelief, but instead they coated him in makeup and which made him look older instead of younger.
Like, since my Gremlin comment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Totally
nepotism. So it's funny how we went all. It's cyclical, all back.
You asked about teenage characters. Let's talk about how it ruins everything. But
so yeah. Blue Beetle, amazing. I am a sucker for comic accurate costumes. Oh my god, it looks so good.
Yeah, the suit is very practical. There is some CG in it, but I did actually post stills from where the suit is actually. It's a suit that he's actually wearing, and they actually have the suit on display. So you guys can actually check that out on our Angry Blerds Instagram at angry.blerds.podcast. I'm trying to get more active on Twitter, but I hate Twitter. I have a love-hate relationship with Twitter. I used to love Twitter back in the day. Even before Elon bought it, it's not even him. It's just like, I've hated what they've done with the feed and everything. Like, you got your regular feed and then you got your chronological feed. It's the same thing Facebook has done, and I'm not.
I feel like Elon Musk buying it only escalated what was already occurring. It has a strange culture.
Yeah.
That's a whole different subject, though.
Yeah, we can spend all night talking about that.
Yeah, so the other trailer. So something I'm very excited for. Samir, I don't know if Samir is very excited about this one. Secret Invasion. So another part of Phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this is going to be a series. We've gone into lengths about this. That's going to be airing on June 21st on Disney+. So the synopsis is Nick Fury and Talos discover a faction of shape-shifting Skrulls who have been infiltrating Earth for years. So cast is obviously Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, Emilia Clarke. Your favorite Paladin, Ray J. John Page is back.
Excellent.
Hopefully he's not in it for only 10 minutes.
Was it 10 minutes? It was so short.
It was damn near 10 minutes, dude.
It's probably more, but it felt emotional.
Yeah.
I mean, Gore was only in Thor 4 for 11 minutes.
Good God.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian Bale probably said, "What the hell is this?"
I mean, he carried the whole movie on his back in those 11 minutes, but we've already talked about that.
Yes.
And trying to figure out who else is in this. Kobe Smulders, Olivia Colman. Oh, Don Cheadle's in it, and Martin Freeman.
Okay.
And apparently Dermot Maloney is supposed to be in this, who I just saw in Scream 6. Oh, Christopher McDonald, Carmen Ejigo, and Killian Scott. So yeah, can't wait for this. I like a good conspiracy show, novel, short story, what have you. This is going to be very different from the 2008 miniseries that was written by Brian Michael Bendis.
All right. Criticisms and concerns. So that particular miniseries was the scale was vast, and I don't know how they're going to translate that into what this will be. I mean, you have a war that was taking place behind the scenes for decades in some regards, and characters who were thought dead for so long were in fact replaced, and their replacements got killed. That's how they brought back people. It was nuts. It was so cool. I don't know how they're going to translate the scale and the gravity that was Secret Invasion to this series.
Well, I was actually getting ready to say that, and also saying that there is a current Secret Invasion series. I think it's on like issue 5 that is very similar to this. So it's basically a few close people in S.H.I.E.L.D. finding the Skrulls.
Oh, so it's like Secret War and Secret Wars?
No, because Secret War... Oh, no. Well, you're talking about the second Secret War.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, that was... did they need to even make that one? Oh, no, it was a precursor, so yeah.
Yes, because it was Secret Wars.
And then Civil War.
No. It was Secret Wars. Wait, are we talking about the original stuff, or are we talking about the one that Bendis did? Because I'm getting confused.
Daisy Johnson's debut.
Secret Wars. No,
Yes.
singular. Because there's a Secret Wars and there's a Secret Wars 2.
I know, and that's what I'm talking about. Secret War was very small and tight, and they only had like 4 or 5 issues.
6. And it was technically a Secret War because it was Nick Fury going to war with, I can't remember the lady's name, the head of Latveria.
Man, it was a long time ago, yeah. Not even relevant anymore.
I love that book. Perfectly hand drawn by one of my favorite Italian artists, Gabriel Delato. Check out his art. I wish he would draw and paint more. I think he only does covers nowadays. But yeah.
So what else did you like about Secret Invasion?
What you mean the
trailer?
Oh, I mean, we really didn't get much. We just got a little bit of suspense. Fury said, "Fuck that eye patch." Jacked up eye is out. Still no idea who Emilia Clarke's playing. We don't know who's good, who's bad. Shoot, for all we know, Ben Mendelsohn's character is going to stab Nick Fury in the back.
I'm so mad about what he did to Peter. That was all his fault.
Oh, it was Fury's fault. Yeah.
It was Talos' fault. You remember Far From Home, right, SD?
Yes.
Yeah. So you remember the Skrull pretty much poses Nick Fury, grabbed his miner, threw him on a bunch of missions,
Samir?
And then I'm like, yo, what the hell, man? Yeah.
Samir. He was following Fury's orders.
Maybe.
Do you not recall the post-credit scene where they call Fury? It was like, yeah, things kind of went left after I gave him the glasses.
Okay, so
and you maybe Fury up his face.
Then it's all their fault. All the adults in the room fault. Because then that kid got exposed at the end of the movie. Then we got, No Way Home. And then this kid's got blown up because y'all got duped into that whole situation by Sexy Jake Gyllenhaal. All right? I know he got dreamy eyes, but come on.
You know the thing that makes me mad about that whole situation? Fury could have just came down from Sword or whatever it's called. I think it's actually called Saber. So, yeah, he could have came down and said, hey, this kid's a hero. So I don't give a damn what all y'all got to say. If you got a problem with it, you can kiss my mother. And they just cut off right there because, you can't drop an F-bomb in a Marvel movie.
I mean, Peter's been getting the short end of the stick in most recent movies.
But this is why I don't like the character.
I know. That's kind of his thing. In the
and it's like they need to let him. Can he win?
No, apparently not.
Not Peter. Samir only likes Spider-Man when he's winning. Even then, he doesn't read it.
That's not true. I like Parker Industries era.
You didn't read it.
I did read it.
Did you?
Yeah, I was reading that.
Maybe he'll win in the next Spider-Verse movie.
Peter was not a good boss. I will tell you that right now. He wasn't a good boss, but I liked him. I liked him being successful.
All right. So next trailer is something that everyone is excited for, and I am very fucking glad that Sony has decided to fix the transgression that Kevin Feige has instilled upon the MCU.
Oh, yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse. They had Miguel O'Hara acknowledge the MCU as Earth 19999, which is its official designation in the Marvel Universe Handbook. So I don't know what Kevin Feige's obsession is with Earth 616. That is the comic universe. The ultimate universe is Earth 1610. The 1602 universe is literally Earth 1602. 2099 is adjacent to 616, but I don't remember his actual. It has an actual designation.
Point is, they fixed the snafu.
Yes, and to the point where Aman Vellani got on the red carpet of the premiere of Ms. Marvel and said, "Hey, Kevin doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. This is Earth 19999."
I do recall that.
No, I mean, I'd like to say that's 616. I don't believe that the MCU is 616. As much as Kevin Feige can make us think that it's 616, it is 199999.
Girl just got a job. Chill out, you'll get fired. Don't question the boss.
I mean, she didn't get fired because she's in the Marvel, so we're actually going to talk about that. So yeah, everyone from Enter the Spider-Verse is back. So Shamik Moore's returning as Miles Morales. Haley Steinfeld is Gwen Stacy. Jack Johnson is coming back as Peter B. Parker. We got Oscar Isaac returning as Miguel O'Hara because we saw him in the post-credits scene. What was it, mid? It might have been post. I don't remember. But, excuse me. And we also have a few newcomers. Like we already talked about Issa Rae being Spider-Woman.
Is she pregnant, by the way? Did you see the trailer?
Yes, she's pregnant in one of the comic runs. Too,
right, because I saw.
It threw me for a loop, but yes, I believe she is.
Yeah, because some of the scenes she's not pregnant. Were they trying to keep it a secret?
No, there's two different. I think she's voicing two Spider-Women. One's pregnant.
So basically, the Spider-Verse is showing two versions of the same character. That's cool.
What are you talking about, dude? There's like 58 million Peter Parkers in that one trailer alone.
Yeah, I know, but they
idea.
don't do that with the female versions though. Like, there's not more than one Gwen. There is in the comic, but not in the movie.
No, because Gwen is an anomaly.
Yeah.
So that's why there's not more than one Gwen. There are multiple Miles Moraleses.
Well, there's a Gwenverse.
Oh, we don't talk about that book. It makes no damn sense. Okay, so the thing with the Gwenverse is it's basically like the What If Miles Morales. It's just very cringe. I mean, it's not like, by Odin's Fade cringe, but, it's kind of there. So, yeah, who else is coming back? Brian Tyree Henry, Lauren Velez, and like a few other newcomers. Daniel Kaluuya is Hobie Brown, a.k.a. Spider-Punk. Karan Stoney, we talked about a few weeks ago, as Spider-Man India. Jason Schwartzman, who we all might know from Freaks and Geeks and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, will be playing the Spot. Greta Lee is playing Lila Miguel's AI assistant. Jorma Tacone is being the voice of the Vulture. Shay Wingham is George Stacy. And Rachel Dratch is playing a counselor at Miles' school. But yeah, so one of my favorite Spider characters from, the 60s, or, I mean, he originally appeared in like the 80s, I guess, who really didn't get any shine until the 90s, has a very lengthy, scene in this movie, and that is Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider. So hopefully they don't screw him over like Marvel recently did and just butcher that whole character. That's my only issue with Zeb Wells. I like.
How's it you're okay with Peter always losing, but Ben's life being pain? You can't take that.
Simple, because Ben has been okay. So since you haven't been reading Spider-Man for like the past 5 years, you didn't read.
It's not five. It's not 5.
You didn't read the Clone Conspiracy. Ben was.
I read some of it.
It's a 6-issue miniseries, and you read some of it.
Look, keep going, man. We got my back.
So Ben was killed over and 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 over again for years, until the point where he just snapped. And then, they gave him his own book. Things started to look good for him. And then guess what? They decided, no, we got to treat Ben worse than we treat Peter. And yeah, just screwed him over.
I think Marvel needs to mature Spider-Man up a little bit and just let him progress to the next stage in his life, the successful, responsible part of his life, and not letting things just fall apart all the time.
Well, I'm going to take it back to 2002 when, the first Spider-Man came out, and Norman Osborn said these very famous words. The one thing everyone likes about a hero is to see a hero fail, die trying. So
no one wants to see that.
No one wants a happy Peter Parker. That's like saying, "Hey, let Bruce Wayne be happy."
That was the bad guy saying
no. That's not true. People want Bruce Wayne happy. Why do you think people got so upset when he didn't marry Selena?
No, they got so upset because people bought that issue thinking it was going to be worth something.
Yeah, it ain't worth anything because he didn't get married.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
That's the point.
It's a little hard. It's a little boring when your constant is that they're going to always be miserable. What is going to be? I'm sorry. I would prefer someone to maintain their happiness as opposed to wallowing in depression all the time. It's like after a while, it's like, bro, just roll over into your grave at this point.
Bro, people love
after 30 years.
Bro, people love Swamp Thing. And Swamp Thing is one of the most emo characters of all time.
He's a different character.
See, I think the problem is the comic execs kind of have commented on this. I remember this was a long time ago. This was a New 52 era. And I know Batwoman broke up with her fiance at the same time as a bunch of other breakups. And the people in charge were like, well, you see, if we let these characters be happy, they cease to be the characters we love. And the entire fandom was like, that's bullshit. But there's a precedence for this, unfortunately.
And and people are tired of it. It's like, here's an example. I want to reference Nightwing's current run. He's successful. He's getting shit done. All right. He is. I'm sorry. He inherited millions of dollars. He is now helping his city with infrastructure and crime and all this other stuff. out in the open as Dick Grayson. Okay, he's an adult. All right, he has a loving, healthy relationship with his longtime love interest, Barbara Gordon. It's working. People are eating it up. Why can't they keep doing that?
SD, do you know what happened to Dick Grayson before all this happened?
Don't do that.
Or do I?
He got shot in the head and lost his long-term memory.
Yeah, people hated that.
They always do that.
For a year.
People hated that.
No, that tracks with DC.
So, Samir, guess what? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Look, all right, it's not going to drop, though. They're going to keep going with this gravy train, all right? I mean, maybe he can lose his bid for mayor, and maybe the money can go away, but I think...
didn't they erase, 40-year-old Peter Parker's entire marriage with brainwashing that one time?
Well, he's
it wasn't brainwashing. He made a deal with the devil.
I know he made a deal with Mephisto to save, ancient Aunt May, who was going to die.
Yeah, I'm like, that lady, 85.
My point is, anything could happen. The shoe could drop anytime. I do not trust that they're going to let superheroes be happy.
I just can't really read depression.
We don't talk about this.
Your resolution is way down. I can't see it. I don't know if she can.
Spider-Man one more day than I talk about this. Stravinsky.
Yeah, we don't talk about this because of the deal with the devil.
Yeah, it's just
why I have trust issues with these guys.
This is why I tend to only read teams. Teams are actually the most fluid and ever-changing dynamic in comic books. If you read a team, the characters evolve a lot faster than if they're standalone characters.
Man, the Justice League gets broke up 58 million times because of secrets and lies.
Yeah, well, the Fantastic Four or the Avengers
they've
or the
also
X-Men.
broken up because
they break up. That's not the point. Breakups aren't the problem. All right, the issue I'm talking about is the single characters within those teams that live in those teams that don't appear anywhere else. They go through the biggest changes out of any character in comics.
Yeah,
look at Rogue.
That's why Johnny Storm's a piece of shit.
Yeah, Johnny Storm needs to grow up. But you know what? But guess what? His readers are growing up. And now, yes, he went from the fun-loving party guy to now the toxic asshole male who needs to respect women more. It's like that's what he grew into, and we're here for it. All right? Now he needs to grow some more.
Johnny Storm is the white future.
Oof. Yeah, white future. Oh God, why would you? I don't know. All the future fans out there, don't get mad at us.
I'm just saying, man. All right, so
where are we at? We got to move on a tangent.
No, we're still talking about trailers.
Miss Marvel. Yes, did you see that trailer?
I did.
What? You mean the Marvels?
The Marvels. I'm sorry, the Marvels. Correct. And again, comic accurate costumes. I'm here for it. It looks awesome.
Sir, it's Marvel. What do you expect?
I don't know. Not all the costumes. I mean, Star-Lord's costume looked like trash for a while.
Okay, so we don't talk about that, okay?
Now you don't talk about it. No. Okay.
Oh, just like Bruno, we don't talk. Okay, so we're getting Guardians, Abbott and Landing accurate costumes finally. After 4 movies and damn near a decade of Guardians, because remember the first Guardians came out in 2014. So, I mean, they kind of had them. They had them in the first one, but they were just all red.
Right. Anyways, going back to the trailer. Yeah. I mean, Kamala just gushing over everything she sees.
That was so cute.
It's adorable, and honestly, I can just watch that the whole time. That's all I'm there for. Honestly.
Hey, this is an example of why you should cast a teenager in these roles, because she's adorable, and if they try to cast an adult or someone who looked like an adult, that'd be weird.
I mean,
but no,
20.
we can get. Yes, but she looks like a teenager. Like she can get away with it.
Yeah, she's like 20.
My point is just some things aren't cute when they're played by a very adult-looking person.
Dang, she is 20.
But this one's cute because she is. I know.
But yeah, I looked like I was
cute,
a child when I was 20 also. So
no, you didn't.
I didn't even have a beard. This grew in when I was like 27.
No, you didn't have the full Philly dude beard. You had
I had like 5 o'clock shadow. I look like I was in my late teens most of the time. It took me for a long time to start looking like an adult. So, and I was also 180 pounds, so I was like scrawny as hell.
So when the hair left your head and went to your face, that's when you decided.
No, I decided to leave it. I cut off the hair, sir. I don't know what you're talking about.
I will give you $100 if you grow your hair out for a month.
You don't got $100.
Yes, I do.
Bastard. No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Come on, take the bet.
I don't gamble, sir. All right, what else did you like about the trailer, SD? Get back on track.
I mean, it looks cute. We didn't see a ton, but we got the return of Goose, who should be Chewy, but is Goose.
Yes, I'm still mad about
looks
that.
like they're still leaning more into... It's weird. I don't really know why.
I forget the reason why they changed his name.
Star Wars.
They didn't have the rights to Star Wars. No, they did.
They own Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't want to correlate those two universes because you don't really see reference. Like even
you do.
No. Perfect example. I was getting ready to go there. Captain America: Civil War. They didn't say Star Wars. He said that old movie.
That's dumb.
On the ice planet. He didn't say Star Wars.
That's dumb.
So I don't know if it's a thing where they want to keep those two separated. But yeah, they've never referenced Star Wars in anything Marvel related, unless it was pre-Disney purchase. So possibly from Iron Man 1 to Captain America.
I don't recall
the first Avenger. There could have been a Star Wars reference in between there, but other than that, nope.
Star Wars might have been on the list that he was checking off in Winter Soldier.
I think Empire was on that list because remember that list is different based off of whatever country the film.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that for real? Yeah. So I can't remember. You can literally Google it. I'll probably try to find something here and like put a screenshot of like every single country or what. I do too much. But yeah, so can't wait for the Marvels.
It looks really cute, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably the only MCU project I'm really excited for this year. I can't think of any of the other ones. Secret Wars is like Secret Invasion is like, I'll watch it. But that's one way excited for it, to be honest.
What are you talking about? Dude, I'm pretty sure Secret Invasions are going to have some type of ramifications in Captain Marvel.
I mean, I'm sure it's going to lead right into it, yeah.
You're like,
Like, that's why I have to watch it. I have to do my research and make sure I stay up on top of everything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be totally lost if you didn't know who, like, if you didn't watch Miss Marvel, you didn't know who the heck she is, because she popped right into the Marvels.
Well, a lot of people didn't watch Miss Marvel.
Yeah, well, those people suck, okay?
Or they review bombed it. Like, this is the most disliked trailer from an MCU film on YouTube at the moment, right? I did
know that.
Yes, nuts. What? So they still hating on the fact that she's Muslim?
They're hating
that, and they all hate Captain Marvel, and that it's all women. It's not cool. But
she's been a character longer than Marvel's been a lot. Like, he died in 1980, 6?
Samir, it's just not about Kamala. It's about Kamala, Carol, and Monica. They don't want
these are all old established characters. Like, Kamala's been a character since 2014?
Maybe. But yeah, so the point I'm trying to make is they just hate women. Like, perfect example. I guess we can kind of talk about it now, unless you got something else to.
No, go ahead.
Well, no, this was kind of like my whole thing, but I guess we can talk about the rest of Star Wars Celebration. So, Lars Mikkelsen decided to pull a goddamn Andrew Garfield and lie about being cast as Thrawn.
Well, what's funny is I think we mentioned it last week.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
I was like, we thought it was announced, and then it wasn't. No, it was him. Womp womp. Yay.
Yeah. So not that much news came out about Star Wars Celebration, but I saw that and I was just like, really? So you lying bastard.
Also, to go back a little bit, it was 1982 they killed Captain Marvel. That's how long he's been dead. And Carol has took up his mantle since then.
She became Captain Marvel in like the 2010s.
Yeah, but she's been Miss Marvel and the only cosmic character with the name Marvel, and then Monica for a while. Those Janice who?
Janice Vale.
Oh, you mean Novar?
No, Janice. Really? You said the guy's name and still thought it was Novar?
Oh, you mean his brother? No one cares about him.
His son?
No one cares about his son either.
What are you talking about? People like Janice.
They're limboed.
No, Janice. See, this is how I know you're not caught up on comics. Janice is back.
Okay, he's back. What does that mean?
He just had a miniseries. He is back from the dead. That's all I'm saying. No, my man, the man has been in limbo since 1924.
Dude, honestly, Janice. Oh, this is Janice. Okay, I've seen him around. Yeah, he probably sucks too.
See, good grief. There's no winning with Samir.
There's tons of winning with me.
But they also...
His character design's lame.
You're proving my point right now.
I don't know. I'm not feeling his character design, man. It's just lame.
All right, so they also announced the list of directors for Ahsoka. I guess it's only going to be 6 episodes because they only announced 6 directors. So we got Dave Filoni, who I thought, in my ignorance, was Robert Ramirez because he's the only person I see wearing a cowboy hat. I've never seen Dave Filoni before Star Wars Celebration.
Dave Filoni is really known for the cowboy hat.
I think you mean Robert Rodriguez. Also.
What the hell did I say?
Ramirez.
I said Ramirez?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Robbie J. That's somebody I worked with at Publix. He got drugged in the strip club. But yeah, Robert Rodriguez. I got him out of there. Don't worry. Yeah, he's fine. That was a decade ago. So yeah, Dave Filoni, Steph Green, Peter Ramsey, who we know from Across the Spider-Verse and Mitchell's vs. Machines, Jennifer Getzinger, Gita Patel, and Rick Famuyiwa. Why the hell the black guy had to have a Japanese name? Famuyiwa?
Are you sure that's Japanese?
I don't know. Maybe. Famuyiwa. Samir's going to find the Latin root of the name.
That is not. I don't think that's.
And Dave
he's definitely from some country in Africa.
And Dave Filoni actually confirmed that David Tennant will return to voice Huyang and Ahsoka.
Nigerian.
Oh, sorry, Rick.
Yeah, you. Come on now.
Look, leave me alone, okay? It's been a long day. I'm tired. My back hurts. I got a lot of spasm pain.
I love how you calling me old.
I was in an accident almost a year ago, and I have permanent nerve damage, sir. So that doesn't make me old. That makes me a victim of assault.
I'm just saying. All right.
But yeah, so still no actual day for Ahsoka to drop. We just know it's coming in August.
Yeah,
that's all we got. So Samir, you want to bring up some more news that we
let's talk about the Zelda trailer.
Yes.
Okay, came out this week. You didn't watch? Oh my gosh.
To make up for that, my wife watched easily, by her own admittance, about 8 hours worth of other people talking about the trailer.
See, I don't
and
like
deep
that.
dives into it.
I don't like reactions.
It's not my thing either, but that's her. People who've slowed it down, gone frame by frame, high def.
I'll defend your wife because when I get into I watched a lot of Diablo 4 news, people covering it because they'll pull out things of the trailer that you didn't notice yourself.
That's basically what she's looking for.
Okay, I thought you were talking about she was watching live reactions.
Oh, not reactions. It's the deep dives, make it high def. What's hiding in the background?
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. A lot of journalism sites like IGN and PlayStation, they don't upload their videos in 4K, so you need to depend on the streamers to upload it for you or something. Yeah,
they upload in 4K on their YouTube page.
Mm-hmm. I remember specifically that the Final Fantasy 16 trailer was not uploaded in 4K. It was in 1080p. I remember because my buddy, who is a streamer, uploaded his video of that same presentation in 4K.
Shout out to Blitz. You're not going to shout out your friend?
I mean, you just did.
I mean, I did it for you.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You beat me to it.
Well, the trailer looks awesome. I'm intrigued by all the weapon and shield fusing. Because we keep seeing. I feel like they're just going to start I'm hopeful they'll pull a Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask and just literally have it start with all the same basic stuff as Breath of the Wild and just escalate in difficulty from there. That's what I'm hopeful for. And so all the new mechanics are just new on top of what we already have.
What I'm interested in is so first off, the engine looks identical. I don't think we're going to see any particular improvements visually. What I think they're going to do is mess with the logic and the physics of the game, i.e. the mechanics with us, moving the equipment around and fusing all the debris around. So I wonder how creative that's going to be, and I wonder what you'll need to do. How much freedom do you have with that? I think they're going to honestly. They couldn't figure out any way to improve the game visually, so they let you just have more control of the engine itself. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people are going to enjoy that.
There's some speculation that they showed Sidon and a bunch of the other second generation champions. Well. There's some speculation that they'll possibly be playable for certain parts of it, or they'll at least be joining you for certain parts of it. Part of the reason, from a practical standpoint, that people are saying that is I can't remember her name to save my life, but the Gerudo leader gal from the previous one, not Urbosa, her niece or whatever. They cut her hair. Riju, that's her name. They cut her hair. And short hair is 1,000 times easier to animate than long hair. That's why there were a lot of people speculating that Zelda might be playable for certain segments, because they chopped all her hair off. Purely speculation, but that's what I've seen other people talking about.
See, I didn't think about that. That's another angle. And that's what you get when you see other streamers talk about something. Information like that.
Okay.
But yeah, a large portion of I think they said also like 90% of the game is going to be done off the ground. You have to work to get back down to the ground, apparently.
This game's going to be so big.
I mean, you had to do that in Breath of the Wild. Like, if you were like, let's say like you made it to the castle at the final boss, you only had three options to get down. Climb down the way you came, use your hang glider, or just jump off the building and die.
No, but like you're stuck in the sky, apparently.
Oh yeah,
you can't get to the ground.
Yeah, this I think 98% of this game takes place in the air.
Yeah, so that's something new.
All right, so you got any more to chime in on that?
Not Zelda. I mean, let's see what's.
I don't think so. There was also. See, I shouldn't talk about it too much because a lot of people are avoiding the spoilers. But I don't know if you guys heard about the big art book leak that happened for Tears of the Kingdom.
No, do tell us. Tell us.
Oh, I mean, I won't say like spoilers on the podcast because I know some people don't know. But basically, someone, I don't know who, literally like had the art book and they just like took pictures of it and put it online, like page by page. You can literally see like the background of their bed or whatever they've laid the book on. And people have done like translations because it's the Japanese version. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm trying to avoid that because I don't want to see spoilers. And to be fair, there are some like prospective spoilers in the art book. And with how you can connect it, someone definitely got fired if they got caught because it was like a physical copy. It wasn't like PDFs. They took photos of the book. But if you look through that, there actually are some like really interesting tidbits in the trailer. But I don't want to talk about that for people who don't want that kind of spoiler.
Nice. So yeah, I still have not pre-ordered this game. I wanted to get they have like the super deluxe edition at GameStop, the place that Samir hates because
I don't hate it. I just don't go there.
That might be the name of the episode. But yeah, it comes with like this big wooden embroiled slab, and let me see what else it comes with. But yeah, so people have basically bought the freaking it's a wooden plaque, not a slab. And of course, I can't find the collector's edition on GameStop. It's probably Best Buy. But basically, it came with a bunch of stuff. I think it was like $200 or something like that. Oh wait, I can't look at it. Yeah, it was $129. So collector's edition. Can you please just show me? I hate GameStop's website. Well, sorry.
Oh, you hate GameStop.
I said GameStop's website. But yeah. So, can't wait to get the game. I think it comes out the end of this month.
It's beginning of May, I believe.
Oh, yeah, May 12th. What the hell am I thinking of? Oh, Jedi Fallen Order comes out the end of this month on the 28th.
Next week, isn't it? Like the 21st?
2 weeks from now, dude.
Or the 23rd?
It's the 28th. I just said the date twice.
8th? Oh, so long. I want it now.
And I pre-ordered the collector's edition for like $100. So, unfortunately, I will not be able to play it on the release day because I will be in South Carolina attending my brother's wedding.
You can bring your PlayStation with you.
I'm not. Nope. After what happened in Georgia, nope. Never again. Never again.
Oh,
I'm not replacing all of my games again. Forget that. All right. So, a franchise that Netflix does not want to die, Stranger Things, is going to be getting an animated series. So Netflix announced this a few days ago. And
yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, I don't. Here's the thing: I hate that term "who asked for this" because some of the best pieces of art no one asked for. So I don't want to say that, and this could blow our socks off. All right. With that being said,
who asked for this?
No, I don't want to say it, but I'm like, where's it coming from? Where's it coming from?
Simple. They want people to continue to pay for.
Stranger Things is their cash cow, and Netflix is dying. So this is their death throes.
Squid Game's got them a lot of money too now. They just need to come. They need to just give us more original. Like Arcane gave them a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it wasn't Stranger Things money. You got
it got greenlit for a sequel after the first episode. That's how hot it was.
What are you talking about? I thought they both released that.
No, Arcane. Like they legitimately, like as the first 3 episodes were airing, they got greenlit because of how much that people were streaming it.
Oh,
like they already reached their this is hot. Let's give it more. You know, that's how hot Arcane is, and that's why we don't. That's why you don't have one right now because they didn't plan for it.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though: how much Arcane like merch is out there because it's all like correlated
with League of Legends.
Yeah, so it's not an original property; it's a spinoff of League of Legends. Meanwhile, Stranger Things itself was an original property for Netflix, and you got to remember, with that, Netflix gets all the benefits, so all the merchandise, bro. You can go into Target, you see Stranger Things mugs, bro. Remember when Netflix used to sell Blu-rays of their TV shows? It was one of the highest selling things at Target.
Can you even buy that anymore?
Probably for like $100-something bucks. It's like when Twinkies got discontinued. You remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
vaguely,
I can see them not offering it anymore, just as the incentive to stay on Netflix.
Yeah, shout out to my friend Loco. He forgot that Twinkies were discontinued a decade ago, and people were selling them online for like $10,000. But so.
Oh, I do remember because they had the VHS.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So yes. So they were cashing in on nostalgia, that thing you hate.
I don't hate nostalgia. It's just, I think it's cheap. Also, you can get the season 2 for $68.
Yeah, I'm not paying $68 for a Blu-ray.
And you can get season 1 for $10. I don't know. The price is all over the place.
It's probably a DVD. But, so Netflix is reaping the reward for this. So, like, why not just keep milking the teat? Like Stifler did in American Reunion. But yeah, so we don't actually have any news about this. We just know that it's being developed by Eric Robles and Flying Bark Productions. But yeah, Eric Robles also worked on animated shows such as Random Cartoons, Fanboy and Chum Chum, and Glitch Text. So don't know if I'm still going to have Netflix by the time this comes out. I'm probably getting rid of Netflix next month, honestly, because like I said, I haven't been...
You keep saying that.
I just haven't gone online to cancel my membership. I've been busy watching stuff on Paramount Plus and HBO Max, which, actually, let's get into that real quick. So, HBO Max is pretty much dead in the water, and next month it will be rebranded as
It's not
Max.
Dead in the water, it's just being rebranded.
I just said that.
Yeah, but it's not like this dying, it's just getting a title change.
Samir, it's suspense, man.
It's misleading. It's cheap. It's buzzwords. We're better than that.
Are we?
I am.
All right. So, yeah, Netflix Max is the new name, and it will be debuting on May 23rd, and they're going the Netflix route. So, you can pay with ads $9.99 per month. You can go ad-free for $15.99 per month, or you can go ultimate ad-free for $19.99.
What's ultimate
What is the difference between ad-free and ultimate ad-free?
Simple. What's the difference between 4 users and 3 users for Netflix? Video quality.
Oh, they're locking 4K away?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, no, that's dirty. That's rude. That is rude. That's so rude.
So, yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, I have HBO through my cable. Yes, SD, I still have cable. But Samir's like, why do you have cable? Cut the cord. Because at this point, guess what? All these streaming services are going to be the price of cable.
It's true.
So, it depends.
Netflix. If you want 4K, $21. HBO Max. I'm sorry. Max. If you want 4K, $21. Disney Plus Hulu bundle, $16.
Okay.
If you want stars to watch Power, BMF, what have you, Outlander, $10. Showtime, $15. Paramount Plus, $15.
Uh-huh.
I lost count, but that's almost $100, if that.
So here's the thing, all right? Now, if you bundle your internet and cable together, all right, you're going to end up with close to $200, especially if you have multiple TVs in your house.
Samir,
all right? That is still less than
$129.
cable, more than cable.
I pay $129. I have cable, internet, and a landline.
Okay. And how many streaming services do you have?
Well, HBO is included with cable. Showtime's included with cable. Netflix, Paramount Plus. I'm using Jared's Disney Plus bundle. I'm using your Funimation. So I'm only paying for 2 streaming services.
Okay, then. So as long as you have friends and family, you don't need to have a problem with that. Now, granted, Netflix is getting out of pocket.
Exactly. So and then guess what, Samir? Everyone's going to follow suit with Netflix. So then guess what?
Here's the problem I have.
Then you're going to have to get cut off from HBO Max.
You're forgetting how predatory cable companies are, though. So if you don't bundle, they charge you more for a single service. I only want internet, and I pay actually just as much as you do for some reason.
Yeah, you getting janked, dude. You got to
exactly.
Them. You got to. What you got to do is you got to go full Karen on them, right? You got to call them and threaten to cancel and use me as a comparison.
You're right.
It is ridiculous. My friend pays as much as me, and he has cable. He has internet. He has a landline.
I've been meaning to get around to it. The point is,
Jared
does
that all the time.
That's about how I deal with Cox. No, that's about how I deal with Cox.
Jared does that all the time, and he only pays $50 now, and he has basic cable and internet.
I didn't even call them to get around that. But the point is, I'm getting overcharged for internet. But that's the whole point. It's like, why do I have to call for that and turn on the Karen? Not everyone's built that way. I can't just turn the Karen on. All right,
have your wife do it.
Oh, she would do it. Yeah,
there you go.
I should have her do it. All right. Speaking of HBO Max this is funny. So the HBO CEO calls J.K. Rowling's transphobia controversy a very online controversy ahead of the Harry Potter reboot. So it's like as if to say that, it's only on the internet. Don't worry about it. It's not going to hit us.
They're basically saying it's chronically online. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, and it's like also that it's going to bleed over here. She's the executive producer too.
Yeah, so that actually officially got greenlit.
Yeah, I'm like, now this is the one time I want to say this. Who asked for this? All right, I want to say it in this regard because no one's asking for this right now.
Okay, so
the fan base is fractured.
So, in the words of Kanye West, so I'm gonna let you finish.
Why are you quoting him?
Because as someone who consistently bitched about the quality of these movies, the lack of Quidditch, the lack of the
I'll cop to that. In the past, when I was a huge Harry Potter fan, yes, those movies were not enough, and I would kill for this moment. And then she killed it herself. No one wants it anymore. All right. Also, I'm like,
the core fans have grown up.
Yeah, it's like, do we even want more Harry Potter now? It's like
it's gonna be a movie about a bunch of 11-year-olds doing cute 11-year-old things, or a series about it. But
and bad teachers and terrible parents.
Yes.
Know? Also, okay, in retrospect, as an adult man, Severus Snape is an asshole and needs to be locked away. That man is a menace.
Samir,
I'm sorry.
Sirius Black is also the worst. Obviously, Dumbledore's the worst. We know that.
How is Sirius the worst?
He's so irresponsible. Okay, he's not the worst, but he is an irresponsible young man.
Also,
he has no business being a dad.
The tone, how toned up this series is. Again, everyone's more socially conscious now, so no one can overlook the mistreatment of the house elves and the goblins, right? That was the whole point of the game. The game took place in the 1800s. The goblins were revolting, right? And this is what I tapped out. Because I'm playing the game, and I'm like, okay, this one guy was like, I just want to live in peace with the humans. You know, maybe someday we'll find a common ground. And I'm thinking, like, y'all still don't have common ground in the future. It's like this game is tone deaf. It's like they wanted rights, they still don't have rights in the future. So, like, who's the right here? It's like, so they shouldn't revolt for rights? Is that what you're telling me? Anyway, I tapped out at that point.
Oh, no, it's a bad take. And the house elves, they were bad at the time. Yeah. They're going to age even worse.
Severus also mistreated his house elf instead of treating nice.
And the other thing that baffles me, because you say,
Creature.
he did.
Creature.
Sirius. You said Severus.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard Sirius, too.
No, Severus had his own problem.
I think I just filled in the blank.
Like, what kind of grown man bullies children?
Oh, he's the worst.
Yeah, because his dad made you feel small when you guys were kids.
He's a chronic incel and he bullies kids.
Yeah, he is.
Samir, we've already said it time and time again. Sins of the father.
I'm going to say it again.
No, sins of the father.
No, that's not what we're going to say. I didn't say that. You said that. And that's not a good example. That's not a good excuse to do anything.
I didn't say it was a good excuse. I'm just saying what it is.
It's like, I didn't know they were going to kill Lily. I thought they would just kill the kid and the father, and I can go in there and have the lady. Bro.
And plus, let's be real. He was a wizard fascist even before he got rejected. Like, it's not like he got rejected and became an incel. Like, no. She like broke off their friendship because he was like hanging out with the Death Eaters and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the subject of like,
I mean,
who asked for this?
Of the backstory of Severus Snape, because I feel like
that's all from the books.
I know that, but
well, that's actually an interesting point.
He got bullied.
There's an entire fandom that it's the quote unquote Marauders fandom where people are obsessed with like the younger timeline of Severus Snape being a kid and James Potter and all those people. And to be fair, that would make a way better show than just rehashing what we've already seen. The problem though is that J.K. Rowling's production company has lost like 74% of their profits this past year.
Because of her.
And so that actually re-asks the question of who asked for this and why is HBO making that gamble? They're saying this is an online problem. Sorry, yeah, HBO. They're saying that this is just an online problem, but there's literally, there's numbers to back up that this is a problem.
Well, simple. When you have a license as big as Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, you keep going.
You got to milk it for all it is worth. It's like perfect example. We talk about this all the time, Samir.
And it's going to make a ton of money, obviously.
The problem is they fed a dragon.
I don't care.
They fed a dragon. The dragon had a horde, and the dragon got too powerful. And that dragon is J.K. Rowling. They couldn't take her Twitter account away. The lady's worth $1 billion privately.
I'm sure her PR people die daily.
Yeah, they definitely do. And it's like HBO can't tell her nothing. Her PR team can't tell her nothing. She's one of the richest people in the world. It's like, how do you tell anyone this crazy anything, I
mean, clearly HBO didn't care, though, so.
But yeah, I'm still over that pricing system because I need to know, as someone who gets HBO Max through his cable, am I going to be locked at 1080 or am I going to get the 4K plan?
Nah, they're going to lock you in there. A little freebie.
You should be fine.
You shouldn't be. You're down here with us, people down watching 1080.
Bitch, you use my HBO Max account, so you should be concerned as well.
I haven't been using it that much because I've been sailing the seven seas with the Straw Hat Pirates. So I haven't been using it that much. But I might.
I should delete your profile just for being slick out.
Hey, what? Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, what's the next story? It's my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys. I know he doesn't. What about Sassy? Did you play Cyberpunk 2077?
Okay, I was going to say, what the hell does that mean?
Okay, so they just released yet another. This game is interesting because it came out in a very train wreck sort of state. It wasn't working well.
State. It came out as a train wreck. That game was glitchy as fuck with everything,
and you had to have a very high end rig to play it, even marginally good. Right?
Samir struggled to play it.
I did not. Not as much as everyone else did. Anyway,
and how do you always find a way to bring up Cyberpunk? That game is almost 3 years old.
There's still news on it, and it's still making money.
How?
Because people like it. That's how, sir. It's selling. It's like a team. It's a Steam top performer. Anyways, I'm getting on subject. So, because the game's resurgence and its overall quality now, they just released a ray tracing overdrive mode, which basically upreses the game even further and makes it even harder to run. But if you can run it, the game looks breathtaking. Apparently.
So basically, they say, "Hey guys, we this game was glitchy as hell when it first came out."
Oh no, it's stable now.
I know it's stable now, but it's like, hey, let's put your PCs in overdrive.
Yeah, it's like you'll need like a freaking 4090 to play this game, almost. Like, yeah, it requires a 4090.
See.
Alas, I only have a 4080, but it's just, and you'd only get 60 frames in this mode. Like that's crazy. It's nuts. But the game looks breathtaking. I don't play games at 60 frames anymore. It's honestly, it's either at minimum 100 frames.
Okay, well then get rid of your PS5.
Why?
You don't play games in 60 frames.
Why do you always do that?
I'm just saying.
You get real defensive.
I'm not getting defensive.
I didn't say I was going to throw in my PS5. Just say that I often play at higher frame rates when I'm on PC. All right,
because Samir's the person to be like, oh yeah, PC is the master race. You know, I don't want to deal with you peasants who have consoles. And then he's like struggled to get a PS5 like me.
I got it when I was available. Okay, I was still just fine waiting.
Were you? Because you could have waited until it was back in stock, and you could have went to Walmart and just picked it up.
I don't know. SD, what's your opinion? Do you own a PS5?
I don't own a PS5.
I was going to say no,
but I do
That's the
actually
answer
relate.
for everything.
No, but listen, I do remember the struggle of trying to get a Nintendo Switch, and we actually made a deal with our local indie video game store where we called ahead and were like, let us know when there's one in stock. And she was like, I will if you buy 2 games. So she played us, but we did get the Switch.
Did you buy a Switch during the pandemic like everyone else?
Yeah.
I can't lie.
Of course I did.
Same thing.
All right, well, if you get the opportunity, I don't know. Their stock is better now. You can probably pop online real quick and buy one.
They're on sale. What are you talking about? They're like $50 off.
Oh, the PS5s?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot to enjoy right now because the libraries have now gotten healthy and expanded. So if you're so inclined, you should definitely pick one up.
Because, in my opinion, it feels like the library is still a little bit dry.
You think so?
Yeah.
I would beg to differ, actually.
For PS5 games?
Yeah, you would have content going for a while now, and we have new ones coming out every day.
Yeah, because we're getting a lot of old games being ported over.
So
like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot just got ported over.
That's kind of a niche game, though.
Fallen Order. Fallen Order.
Okay, so hold on. So for Horizon Forbidden West, you had the first Horizon. If you haven't played that one, God of War, and then you had God of War Ragnarok. There you go. Those are 4 games already that you have to play.
Well,
if you were to get PS5.
Are just only on PS4. They don't have PS5.
No, you can definitely play those both on PS5.
No, you can, but I'm just saying there's not an upgrade.
Yeah, and then there's Cyberpunk, and then there's The Witcher 3. Both of those also, you know. And again, these are just games that just came out in the last couple of years. Not to mention the games that are coming out this year. You know, I mean, just this month we have Jedi Survivor, and then next month after that we have that's Zelda. That's gonna take up that whole month. But June is Diablo and Final Fantasy 16. August is Baldur's Gate 3, which I can't wait for.
I don't think Baldur's Gate is on PS5.
It is.
Oh, okay.
It's on all the consoles and PC.
Okay.
So I'll be playing it on. Anyone can play that game. It's all crossplay too. That game will be amazing.
Well, I'm not paying for PlayStation Plus anymore, so kiss my crossplay goodbye.
Wow.
What?
All right, well, we got our subject. What were we talking about?
See, like I said, tangents. You were talking about Cyberpunk.
Oh well, Cyberpunk looks amazing. Did you want to get on the next review, the first review?
Yeah, we're gonna review The Mandalorian, Chapter 23. Very odd title, The Spies. So this episode was directed by Rick Famuyiwa. See, I can't say the guy's name. Sorry. Written by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. So we actually find out. So when I first started this episode, I was like, "Yo, am I watching Blade Runner?"
Oh yeah, because of Coruscant. Well, Coruscant's Cyberpunk as hell.
Coruscant is Cyberpunk.
Yeah, but come on, man! It's freaking Katie O'Brien in the rain with the long trench coat.
They have trench coats in Star Wars.
Do they?
In fact, there's an iconic.
I just remember a lot of robes.
There's iconic art of Luke Skywalker with a trench coat on and a lightsaber and a blaster.
You sure that's not just fan art?
No, it's on an older cover. It's on an older novel cover from like back in the day before the Disney buyout. Like this is Star Wars Legends.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they had trench coats. Come on, like you think they can't have trench coats in the galaxy far, far away?
You just gave me one example from a book that you don't even know the name of the book.
That was a million years ago.
Help me out, Samir.
It's new. It's part of the New Jedi Order. All right, the New Jedi Order books. It's like just a long list of books. All right, I haven't read those since I was in middle school. All right, leave me alone.
But yeah, Elia Kane actually talks to a hologram of Moff Gideon and informs him that the Mandalorians are going to retake their planet, and Gideon actually relays this to the Shadow Council of. So he requests that Brendel Hawkes, who is actually played by what is his name? Brian Gleason. Who is actually
right? I thought that was
brother.
Dom.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, that's not Don Gleason?
I was like, that's some good casting.
That's his brother playing his father.
That's crazy. Also, it kind of feels sad that his dad was in the Empire, and
I said that exact thing.
His dad died later.
I was like, this just makes
know what happened?
It makes it sad. He was literally raised in this horrible life to be this horrible person. Yikes!
Come on,
and he dies.
Say it with me. 4 words. 4 syllables. Nepotism.
I guess
he's a nepo baby. He's
You're
a
not
nepo
wrong.
baby from the dark side. Yeah. All right.
We got to mention.
Yeah, I don't think he was that qualified for his position either.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, nepo.
Yeah, he wasn't, and then he paid the price for it. Oh man, that's just he's just mediocre. Just trying to he's an imposter syndrome basically.
So we got to mention of Thrawn in that same scene.
Yeah.
Definitely teasing the Ahsoka show really hard.
Yeah, second time Thrawn was mentioned in a live action Star Wars property because he was mentioned in season 2 of the Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Bo-Katan united all the clans on Navarro, and she wants to get a recon party to explore the surface of Mandalore and find the Great Forge. So, we have our I don't want to call it a slow clap moment, but it's the moment where, everyone just decides to, partner up. She's like, yo, I need people from both clans because at this point, everyone's all divided. It's like the cool kids and the emo kids over here. And, everyone who we know has a name for the most part decided to volunteer. So,
oh, yeah.
Reeves,
Sasha Banks came back.
She was in the last episode.
Oh yeah, she was. That's right. I totally forgot about
she's
that.
Been back.
We didn't talk about that she was back last episode either, though.
Yes, we did because I said because I said her new name because she's not with the WWE anymore, so you can't call her Sasha Banks. I said Mercedes Moné.
Oh, I didn't know that I didn't catch that part. That's why I wasn't.
This is proof that Samir doesn't listen to me when I talk.
I listen to you when
What was her name?
Just sometimes you don't say what?
What was her name?
What name? Whose name?
Thank you for proving my point.
You said something Monet. Monica Monet, Melissa Monet.
Just stop, okay? Your foot's already in the mouth. Don't put the whole heel in, okay? Mercedes. So
there we go.
So on the verge of leaving, Grief Karga decides to give Din the carcass of IG-11 for Grogu to ride in.
Okay, I feel some kind of. This goes back to our droid
and
comment.
now decided to dub
him
IG-12.
It's so dark. Yes, he's just piloting this corpse of this friend of Din, using his voice box
this
to say yes
said, hey,
and no.
listen, I'm going to die for you, and you can survive. I'll sacrifice. It's like, I don't know. That's the thing he gets.
It's not like literally one episode earlier, the droids were like, we don't want to be destroyed. We just want to go to the bar and be like.
The droid
what is the meaning?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't at all. But what is the message here, Star Wars? Maybe you should explain.
So, in my honest opinion, it was cute until it wasn't.
What is the?
Okay, and you want to know when it stopped being cute? When he kept running around the room going, yes, 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 yes.
Well, that's this little kid.
Okay, well, no, that was actually cute. When it stopped being cute was when they were going back to the rest of the Mandalorians, and he just confession. We've all seen it. I'm pretty sure we've all seen it. We've all seen that one kid in the supermarket who needs to be smacked.
Yes.
And Grogu needed to be smacked.
You can't smack Grogu. He's too cute.
And he's in this giant giant for him robot suit. Makes it a little harder.
Also, he's force sensitive and has force top.
Man,
this baby is unspankable. You can't spank this baby.
Man, just flick him on the forehead. And at this point, he's not even a baby. He's 53 years old at this point, or 52.
Yeah, he's old, but he also lives for like 1,000 years. So he
900.
See, it's deceptive because he looks like he's a little toddler. He's probably 7.
Also, how much of that was he in stasis? He was in stasis for a little bit too. Did he age in stasis?
Well, when they opened the pod, they said he was 50.
Huh.
So remember, Mando takes place in real time, so it's about 52, 53. All right. So they go ahead and make it to Mandalore. And they actually meet up with another clan who is actually loyal to Bo. And, Okay, so here's my question about that clan. How do we think they were living? Do we think they went full cannibal, or do we think they were eating like the weird bat thingies? And
Oh, yeah, they were
weird
eating little bat
subterranean
things.
I didn't get cannibal vibes.
No, they wouldn't go cannibal.
They were
'Cause they're-
scavenging as best as they could.
Yeah, that's why they're all skinny and malnourished.
See, if they were cannibals, they'd look better fed.
Oh, or the kidneys would fail.
Yeah.
No one talks about the kidney failure that
Sir,
you get from.
we don't know the anatomy of people in Star Wars. It's a galaxy far, far
humans
away.
can't eat other human. It
But
causes
we
kidney
don't
failure.
know
All right,
what they are designated as.
it's called Cruz disease. All right, you get it after eating human flesh for a long period of time.
Why do you know this?
Because there was a really cool horror movie called "We Are What We Are." Check that out; it's really good.
The only what we are is the miniseries that I know on HBO Max.
Hang on, I'm gonna look at that right now.
You're gonna get the HBO Max miniseries first.
See, if you eat strictly human brains, there's like a specific neurological disorder you can get that makes you laugh uncontrollably too.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, don't eat human flesh. Don't eat human organs. It's
Okay,
really
so
bad
I'm
for
giving you a pass because you're a writer.
horror writer. Yes,
Yes, but it's just like, why does Samir know this?
I like horror movies,
because he reads my stuff.
and I do read her stuff.
See, that's
We are what we are. I was correct. Yes.
I mean, but
And
still,
it's based on a book called "We Are What We Are."
we don't know the anatomy of people in a
No,
galaxy.
it's not a book. It's actually. Oh, this is a remake. It's actually based on a 2010 Mexican horror film. So they remade it in 2013 as a U.S. horror film.
So now you're gonna go watch the original.
I am going to do that. Yes.
All right. So yeah, so
But yeah, check out either one. Looks like they're both good.
after we find out, after we find this clan, I don't know what to call them. I'm calling them the boat clan because they kind of had like a hoverboat situation type going
Or
on.
the natives, or the survivors.
I mean-
the Mandalorian survivors, or the refugees.
Technically, they're all survivors.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because they're all refugees now.
Yes,
Think about it.
that's why I was like the boat people.
War is bad, people. It just tears people. It tears families and tribes apart.
But yeah, so Bo admitted that she surrendered the Darksaber to Gideon shortly after the Night of the Thousand Tears, hoping that the Empire would spare the men.
Yeah, thank you for finally telling us that, because I did not know how he got that saber.
So yeah, the boat people actually direct them to the Great Forge, while the armorer took the malnourished people back to the fleet up in Mandalore's atmosphere.
Did anyone else have a lot of anxiety during that scene because they focused on her leaving the atmosphere
Man,
just a
I
little
thought
too
the ship
long?
was gonna blow
I was like waiting for the armor and
I'm
all
like-
the refugees to be
I'm
dead.
I'm
Yes,
just sitting there, I'm like, okay.
it was like, what is the artistic
Okay,
choice
is
here
it-
now? And then it
what's gonna blow
didn't.
Yeah.
Pardon?
No, I was like, okay, when is this gonna blow?
Yeah, when's it gonna? Ooh, but it didn't. And that made me question some of their artistic decisions there.
Yeah, because,
the atmosphere, breaking the atmosphere looked really cool, and it was kind of pretty. And them actually cresting out.
Yeah,
into
but
the atmosphere.
Samir, usually when
Also
it's
They
Star
Star
just
Wars,
they
and
just
you start to
focused
see
on them
pretty
going
stuff,
through the rain and the
you start to
clouds
see
for
stuff
so
blow up.
long, and it
Yeah.
felt like a setup for something's going to pop out, and
Yeah.
then it didn't. Which okay, but I had anxiety, and Bernard did too.
Yeah, I legit thought that, because you got to think about it. We have all of our main Mandalorians who have speaking roles on the planet, except for the armorer. So
The
everyone
armor's
on
too popular. They can't kill her.
I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about
I
everyone on
mean,
the
there
ship.
was another death, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, I'm talking about everyone on the
Killed
ship
my
that they were
favorite.
going to.
He was your favorite, I guess. Yeah.
He's on my list. I really love that archetype of character, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, but I was talking about everyone on the ship that she was going to, because I'm just like, they're all red shirts at this point. We don't know them.
It's true.
All right, so yeah, they get to the Great Forge, and they actually get ambushed by Berserker enhanced stormtroopers, and cue good old Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. So I guess we got to get them at least 2 episodes. Giancarlo Esposito actually returns as Moff Gideon, and some very, as Samir would say, drip heavy armor.
I was going to say Darth Vader-esque, but you're right.
The drip was real. I'm sorry. I don't like the appropriation. I don't like it. All right? But the drip was real. Yeah.
But yeah, so he actually decided to go into a full villain monologue and revealed that his intent is to create a new army of dark troopers and complete the Great Purge of Mandalore. And so he basically wants a group of troopers to have the fighting tenacity of the Mandalorians, the cloning abilities of Camino, and what was it? The will of a Jedi?
Yes.
Something like that. That's what he wanted this trifecta to be. But
I mean, at that point, why they gotta listen to you? That's a killer threat right there.
I know.
Simple, Samir. Because when they're cloned, they could be programmed, just like how all the original clones.
The Order 66.
Yeah. I don't think all the clones wanted to kill the people that they were.
Dude, they were conscious when that went down. By the way, people forget that they saw everything. It was awful.
Yeah. So, he actually captures Din, and I don't even remember how Din got out of that. I'm like, why are they bringing this 50-year-old child into this? But yeah, so they all actually escape.
Well, with that cage around them at that point, I mean,
yeah, because basically,
pretty safe.
Yeah, they were in a kill box, and Bo used the Darksaber to cut through the door.
Okay, can I tell you when I knew Paz Vizsla was going to die?
Oh.
She cuts this hole, and I was like, he can't fit through that.
He's
too big. And I was like, oh, he's going to die because he's not going to. So I was literally, when I was like, no, they're going to kill him because she didn't cut the hole big enough. So, yeah. Called it.
Yeah, Paz decides to stick around and
Paz went out. He went out like a Chad. Okay?
Yeah, he did.
It was incredible. Top 5 best deaths in Star Wars.
So, yeah, Paz dies. And this is the $58 million question I have for you guys. Does this redeem Paz Vizsla's bitch-assness for this entire season?
Yes.
I would say yes.
Death.
I mean, he literally dies so all of his compatriots can run away and regroup to fight another. I would say, yeah.
Yeah, and I honestly thought he was going to make it out until the Red Guard showed up. I'm like, it's a wrap.
I was thinking, I thought, because, he fights off all the original guys, and I remember thinking it'd be so funny if he had, like, this big final moment with, like, Bo-Katan and everyone leaves, and then he just comes strolling up to the fire later, like, hey, guys, it's all good. But, yeah, then the Death Troopers came. I wonder, like, the morbid part of me, this is purely speculation, not a prediction, wonders if they'll keep his body for some sort of reprogramming thing just to really
he got stabbed through the neck.
I know, and then they kept killing. Yeah, I wondered though if before they killed him. I did legitimately wonder if they were going to like kidnap him and do the same sort of reprogramming thing. Well, because they did the reprogramming thing on the scientist guy, and I was like, oh, are they going to do that to Paz? And then they killed him. But I still can't dismiss that they have his body. Who knows what they're going to do?
He'll be better as cloning material.
Yes.
They're going to do that.
Yes, he would.
But don't feel bad because the House of Vizsla will live on.
Oh, it was awesome. It was a good death. It felt good.
Yeah, the House of Vizsla is going to live on in his punk ass.
I can handle a death if it just...
I was actually going to say Sabine is actually from House Vizsla, just so you forget that.
Oh, yeah. Didn't know that. But yeah.
Yeah, because House Vizsla is a dynasty, and then there's sub-clans in it. She's from Clan Ren. And then there's the main clan house. So they have this whole thing. Mandalorian lore.
So it's the Aonui family, huh?
Yes.
Do you know what the Aonui family is, Samir?
Sure.
Tell me.
Why? What are you talking? Tell me. Why you so argumentative today?
Samir, why can't you just admit that you don't know stuff?
I know. There's a lot of things I don't know, Bernard. All right. But why do you guys pick fight so much? That's what I want to know.
So the Aonui is one of them, correct?
So
the Aonui is a long line of Samoan wrestlers. A few notable people in the Aonui family is the great High Chief Peter Maivia, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Yokozuna, who we all believe was Japanese in the 90s, Roman Reigns, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and so on and so forth. So basically a long line of family, a long family of wrestlers.
Not actually, that's not the same. I mean, yeah, no. It's not exactly applicable, but sure.
All right. So
I guess we're both wrong then, huh, Bernard? Because your analogy didn't fit. See what I did there?
You said kind of.
Because I'm picking fights now.
I'm not picking a fight. Just admit when you're wrong, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Like your analogy?
It wasn't wrong because you just said kind of sort of, so it kind of sort of fits. But what are we rating this episode on a scale of 1 to 10?
See, it might just be because it really felt like a breath of fresh air after a long series of episodes that kind of meandered. That is. And I mean, I defended last week's episode. It was silly, but I still enjoyed it. This one was actually good. I mean, for this season, it's a 10 out of 10. I don't know if it's a 10 out of 10 for the whole series, but for this season, it's a 10 out of 10.
I would agree.
I give it a
10.0
because of the anxiety it gave me. I'm like, okay, so Moff Gideon is
one would argue the anxiety is a product is just a byproduct of good content. If it doesn't make you feel extreme feelings, is it worth experiencing it all?
I don't like feeling anxiety though.
Yeah, but it should feel anxiety because it's an anxious moment. You're at the edge of your seat. So did it not do its job?
It did, but it got to the point where I was like, really, like, I had to pause the episode and catch a breath.
You're weak. All right, fine. You a 9.5.
I know you aren't
because it was too good.
I know.
Does that make sense,
Mr. 8.4?
I said a 10.0.
No, I'm not talking about this. You give stuff random numbers.
Oh, I don't. They're not random. I think about that when I give it.
You just do it to annoy me. All right.
No, I don't. The world doesn't revolve around you, Bernard.
All right. So actually, a few people of note actually appear in this episode. So Charles Baker, who was actually he played Skinny Pete on Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And
did he put on weight?
Obviously, because he don't look like Skinny Pete anymore.
Yeah, he looked a little like he had some, like he put on some muscle.
Yeah, and Chris Parnell is actually in this episode. I mean, Charles Parnell, not Chris Parnell.
Oh, okay.
Charles Parnell, a few people might know, he was on The Last Ship on TNT. He actually did the voice of Jefferson Twilight on The Venture Brothers. He was in Top Gun Maverick. He's been on All My Children, CSI, 90210, so on and so forth. Yeah, so. Oh, he was also on that show that you didn't watch, Samir, that you were telling people to watch, Kindred.
I want to get around to watching it.
It got canceled, so what's the point?
I still might want to watch it.
Yeah, and then it gets left on the cliffhanger. But, so, let's get into our next review. Let me pull up the information real quick. The Super Mario Brothers movie. All right. So, this was directed by Aaron Horvat and Michael Jelenic, and it was written by Matthew Fogel. So this is based off of the long-standing Super Mario Brothers franchise from Nintendo that originally debuted in the 80s. So this is actually done by Illumination, Universal, and Nintendo. And stars Chris Pratt as Mario, Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, Jack Black as Bowser, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, and Fred Armisen. Who the hell did Fred Armisen play? Oh, Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kevin Michael Richardson was Kamek, who is the sorcerer. Sebastian Maniscalco was actually Spike, the former boss of Mario and Luigi from Wrecking Crew. So this film is actually full of Easter eggs. So the film actually starts with the Mario Brothers rap. So, do either of you remember the Mario Brothers rap from the animated cartoon? Give you a little bit of
SD, vaguely. Oh, it's been 25 years or 20 since I've seen that cartoon, and it was on, I think, before I was born.
Yeah, I was going to say that was out when you were, in
a toddler at best.
Yes. So. I
have actually seen it, and you're like saying that there was a rap in it, and it's slowly coming back to me.
Yes. So we actually found out that Mario and Luigi actually started their own public business in Brooklyn, and their father disapproves.
Well, he was unsupportive.
Yes.
I don't know if he outright disapproved of it. He definitely wasn't supportive, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, he disapproved because they left a steady job
to follow their dreams.
Yeah, to follow their dreams.
Sounded like he thought
that whole
Mario
family sucked. Actually,
they really did. And then there was the condemnation of Mario himself, saying, "Oh, you're leading Luigi down this path."
Yeah, as if Luigi doesn't have his own agency.
As though Luigi's not a grown ass man.
Okay, so I think that was just more or less a shot at Luigi as a character as a whole.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's trying to get his share of the whole damn his dinner, and they're overlooking him. It's like
Samir. Okay, did you have an NES growing up or a Super NES growing up?
I had a NES and I went to Genesis. Go on.
Okay. Did you want to be Luigi?
I didn't have a preference. They played the same, dude.
It doesn't matter. No one wants to be player 2 is what I'm trying to say.
No one wants to be player 2, unfortunately.
Yes, I get the concept.
Yes. So, all right. So basically, Mario goes and decides to play Kid Icarus. After this dispute with his father.
Oh, that was Kid Icarus.
It was Kid Icarus.
Yeah, Luigi brings him some food, tell him, don't worry about it. They actually turn on the news, and there's actually a manhole leak that they decide to go and fix themselves to try to get some notoriety, and they end up.
That seems so. Not in retrospect, that seems really dangerous.
Okay, so
what they did there.
Okay.
Speaking of dangerous, can we talk about their failed job and the people who didn't even lock up their dog? Come on.
Oh yeah,
they were just set up for failure. I know.
Okay, so
I was so mad.
I'm blaming Luigi for that.
No, I'm blaming the people. That dog should
have been created for the plumber.
It should have been.
But
okay, that dog was territorial.
Samir, also, this. You should always watch where you step whenever you're doing a service in people's homes, or if you work outside a lot. Put on some shoe covers. Be courteous.
Sure, but when you walk through a house and it's littered with children's toy, you will step on something. I step on squeaky toys frequently when I walk people's houses. All right.
I can honestly say I don't think I've ever stepped on anything because
I have.
Attention to where
all right, when they're all over the place, you can't watch when you. Sometimes it happens. Okay.
I was just in a messy house yesterday, actually.
The point is that dog had a lot of just way too much sentience and a grudge.
It's a children's movie. Of course, the dog is going to have sentience.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
From Up.
That was one of my favorite moments when the dog came back. I'm going to skip to the end. When that dog came back and gave Luigi the nod, I died.
So good.
He was like, I respect you now.
Kind of, sort of, because he's still a bit. I'm like, yeah, don't come in my house ever again.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a begrudging nod.
All right. So, yeah, they actually get sucked into a pipe and get separated. So, Mario actually ends in the Mushroom Kingdom where Princess Peach is,
That's the story of Luigi's life. It's like
they split off. He ends up in the Darklands, chased by turtle zombies.
Samir, what did I just say a minute ago? No one wants to be Luigi.
Can we talk? Okay, here we're gonna talk. We're still going through the plot, right? Because I want to get to my grievances and likes about this movie.
Yeah, we're going to get to that when I finish the rundown of the plot.
Well, hurry up!
So, if you stop cutting me off like you always do. So yeah, Mario ends up in the Darklands ruled by Bowser. So yeah, Bowser wants to marry Peach, and
as he does in every game.
Yes, as he does in every game, and will destroy the Mushroom Kingdom with the superstar that he actually gets as the cold open for the film. If she refuses. So, yeah, he also imprisons Luigi to blackmail Mario, and who he sees as a threat. And Mario bumps into Toad, who takes into Peach, and Mario kind of coerces himself into having Peach help him get back to his brother. But we also get a training montage, which is very reminiscent of the original game. So.
It definitely captured the feeling of dying over and over and over and over and over in Mario 1 and 2 and 3. Yeah.
And I love the fact that they incorporated mushrooms into this game.
It's perfect.
I mean, not game.
They incorporated everything. They didn't shy with the fact that the source material was a game.
They didn't feel like they were ashamed of what they were, which I can't say about, say, the original Mario Brothers movie that came out however long ago.
I'm going to talk about that because that's actually why I didn't watch the State of Play. I was watching that.
You're still not excused, and there's still shame.
All right. So, yeah, we go through the training montage, and Mario kind of sort of gets it. So she's like, okay, you can come along. And so, yeah, we actually meet the Kongs. And we got a quick reference to Diddy Kong Racing because that when they first get there, that is actually a level of Diddy Kong Racing. So we actually meet Cranky Kong, who I originally believed was Donkey Kong's grandfather, to the best of my knowledge. Not his father.
It's been his dad, but I see why you think that.
But yeah, so Cranky Kong actually agrees to help if Mario can beat his son in a match. And Mario gets his ass whooped until he actually gets the cat suit. So my favorite part of that scene was when he gets the fire flower. He's like, yeah, it's on now. And Donkey Kong just blows it out.
So good. I loved seeing Diddy and Chunky and Dixie in the background.
Yes.
Yes, that was really
so
nice.
cute. I wish
Yes.
there'd been more. I say
Yes.
this as someone who obsessively played Donkey Kong 64 as a kid. Like, where's Tiny? Where's Lanky? And then with my Mario Kart era, where's Funky Kong? But
Donkey
maybe
Kong
in a
Country
sequel.
for me.
Given the ridiculous amount of money this movie has made, I think a sequel is inevitable.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a given. And so, Donkey Kong loses, and then we got our whole Fast and Furious montage where everyone gets a cart.
And they have the little scrolling thing you can pay. It's
Yes,
just straight
I
out
saw
of
that.
Mario
I'm
Kart.
like,
It's
oh my
so cute.
I'm like, of course Mario
It
would
was
get a
so
cart, and Peach would get a bike, and Toad, obviously with his Napoleon complex, would get a monster truck. And so they decided to take a shortcut on one of the most annoying, frustrating levels of Mario Kart that makes you want to pull your hair out. The freaking Rainbow Bridge.
Rainbow Road.
Yeah, Rainbow Road. I said Rainbow Bridge. This is not Thor. Come on, Bernard. And Bowser.
They even referenced the jump trying to get to the lower level of the track.
Yes.
That I'm still not convinced is doable on the 64 version. But whatever.
I don't think it is.
I tried so many times when I was a kid.
Yeah. I think it was only doable on the Super Nintendo version, so the first Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
So Bowser actually gets wind of this and decides to go Mad Max and send his Koopas out in their cart to, basically take out the entire Kong army. And they pretty much do so in the main lead. I kind of saw this coming, but I'm like, is someone going to use a blue shell? No, turns out he was indeed the blue shell.
He is the blue shell.
He kamikazed himself.
I was like, oh no.
That was dark.
That was it was like had some weirdly dark concepts here and there, but I don't know.
Yes.
Mario's kind of always a lot of the Mario games just have random dark elements. Specifically, like the Paper Mario series comes to mind as far as just random moments of this is no longer a little kid's game. But anyway, that's
and then they bring it way back to Square Zero with the with Square One with the tone.
Oh
and
yeah,
how light it can be.
Yeah, so Mario and Donkey Kong obviously get knocked in the sea. They get eaten by a giant fish, and they get out of the fish. But in the meantime, we flash back to Luigi and the Penguin people captured in their cells, and we got the cutest star, I believe, from Super Mario Odyssey, who is
Galaxy.
the most... Yes, thank you. I always get those two mixed up.
That's okay.
Is the most dark person in the film who's just wishing for the sweet release of death.
Played by probably an actual 4-year-old, just to sweeten the deal.
Yeah, so Bowser actually makes it to the Mushroom Kingdom and threatens to kill Toad and everyone unless Peach marries him. She concedes. And so Mario and Donkey Kong actually escaped the Mare off of one of DK's rockets that was left from his go-kart. I mean, no, what was he driving? A four-wheeler?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something.
so...
That was cart. It was still a cart.
His cartoon video game cart.
Yes. So at the wedding, Peach actually has a trick up her sleeve because she has Toad being her maid of honor, I guess. He gives her an ice flower, and she goes full John Wick on all the Koopas, the Goombas, and everyone involved in the wedding, and freezes Bowser. And then Mario and Toad show up, and Mario actually gets his famous Tanuki suit, and he saves Luigi at the last moment. And Bowser actually summons a bonsai bill to destroy the entire Mushroom Kingdom, and Mario decided to go full.
Okay, the bullet bill was legitimately frightening, though.
The bonsai bill. Remember the
was it not the bullet bill? Okay.
Bonsais are the bigger ones.
The bigger ones. Gotcha, my bad. That was legitimately frightening.
It really was, because what did Mario? Oh yeah, Mario hit him in the face at the last minute.
Hit him in the eye to get his attention.
He hit him in the eye and just. I was like, oh crap, and so basically Mario tricks the bonsai bill into going into the warp tunnel that he originally came out of.
It was like he's gonna blow up Brooklyn with the bonsai bill,
and basically went full.
But no, it blew up before it hit the sewers.
I'm trying to think of a movie that I can kind of correlate to that, where I guess it's Spell and No Way Home.
Or like Avengers, where he has the bomb go off somewhere else.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, go through the portal, go literally blow up somewhere else. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, it went full Tony Stark, and everything actually imploded, and they all got sucked into the real world, where Mario more or less is holding his own against Bowser, and Luigi finally decides to do what he does in every Luigi game and man up and help his brother. And they get the star, and they kick Bowser's ass. Everyone witnesses it. They're the heroes. Like Samir said, the dog gave Luigi the recognition he deserves. And then, they're famous and everything. And they go back to the Mushroom Kingdom and start their business there.
Yeah.
And the credits start to roll. We get our mid-credit scene of Bowser playing Peaches after he got shrunk down with a blue marshmallow in his cell. And then we get our post-credit scene with one of our favorite green reptilians, Yoshi.
I mean, do we really need to, we saw Yoshi's in the background. Do we need to see that particular edit?
We need
Yes.
Yoshi.
That's because there were not enough Yoshis in this movie.
Yes. We need the Yoshi.
There's my concrete. More Yoshis.
All right, so thoughts and feelings on this, because I already know Samir has notes due to the fact that this was a 57 on Rotten Tomatoes. I loved it, beginning, middle, end.
I loved it too. I thought it just felt exactly like the plot of a Mario game. Like that's ultimately the end of what I can say about it. It wasn't anything more than it needed to be, and it wasn't anything less either. It was exactly
do
where
more of some things.
I think one of the few ideas, like at the end of in the final battle, Bowser's fighting Mario. He's like, "You need to be sad like me," and I'm like, "Can we dig into that? Why are you so sad?" I mean, and then you're like, why he's sad, but I'm like, wait, why are you introducing these deeper ideas and then not following through on them? Would have been interesting, but I mean, did I like the movie quite a lot? Yes, I did. Also, grade A soundtrack, 10 out of 10.
Yes,
incredible. I listened to the whole thing on Spotify when I got home. It was awesome.
So I have some points about that too, because they use some licensed songs that didn't need to be there.
Okay, they
That's
only
fair.
Used, 2?
They had a couple, actually.
Yeah.
They had a couple licensed songs.
The
presence of the Donkey Kong rap, though, made me so happy.
Yes,
from Donkey Kong 64. They should have played the whole thing.
But that's a Nintendo licensed song.
That is Nintendo, yeah. Oh, yeah. That one's fine.
But come on, we didn't need to hear all these other songs, though. Like Bonnie Tyler's I Need a Hero.
Okay, so I Need a Hero, Take on Me. What else was there?
I mean, I kind of blotted them out, but there was definitely at least one more.
Yeah,
there was one that played during the car montage.
That was Take on Me. That was AHA.
When the car building montage later.
That was
the Fast and Furious.
That was Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
So they had that one.
They had
so a couple others. Yeah, they had more.
So yeah, I actually looked it up. So we have Battle Without Honor of Humanity. Don't know what that's from. It's actually from a Japanese rock band or musician named Toyomosu Otai. That was originally in a 2000 film called New Battles Without Honor and Humanity. All right. No Sleep Till Brooklyn by the Beastie Boys, because obviously they're in Brooklyn.
That one, it was probably overkill, but I got it.
Yes.
It didn't bother me.
Yeah.
If that was the only one, it would have been fine, but they had so many.
That was good, though, because it was literally when they were trying to get to the house with the dog. So when we got our classic side-scrolling montage. So I get it.
That was cute. That was a cute setup.
It was. Habanera, Holding Out for a Hero, Take on Me, the DK rap, Thunderstruck by AC/DC, and the credits played Mr. Blue Sky by ELO. So, my favorite part with Nintendo music was after Bowser played Peaches and his Sage came and he's like rapping me.
Oh, yeah, when they play the theme on the piano, that was awesome with the duet. Yeah. Plus, if you watch their fingers, they're doing it about right.
Yeah, they're playing the actual keys.
Oh, that's cool.
As a pianist, they were doing it right.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, because Illumination is usually good with stuff like that.
The animation was on point.
No, I'm talking about like being consistent. Like if a character is playing an instrument, they always do their best to make sure they're hitting the right keys, because they know that kids are going to see this movie and probably want to learn to play that.
I mean,
and snarky adults like me will judge them if they do it wrong.
Right, they have to be really observant and high skilled piano player to see those keys and then just translate over.
Hey, I mean, or they could be a child prodigy like Elton John. Elton John never learned how to play sheet music until he was a teenager, and he just learned off of memory. He heard a song once and could just, struggle with it and figure it out. Watch Rocket Man, good movie.
All right, so can I get to my grievances now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so, all right, I feel like they couldn't make Peach the damsel because obviously not.
Okay, perfect example of why. You know why? Because Luigi has been the damsel since Luigi's freaking mansion.
Yeah.
Okay, and I get that. I think the movie would have been served a lot better.
Damsel, though.
I think the movie would have served a lot better if they both got lost in the Mushroom Kingdom and they both interacted with the vast, because he got isolated really quickly, and we didn't get to utilize Luigi at all. I think he was a waste of a character.
Okay, you want to know why they did that?
Why?
Because up until the point where they got separated, this was more or less a remake of the '93 Super Mario Bros. Movie. That's the reason why I decided to go rewatch that movie. Because when I was watching this, I'm like, isn't this how the first Mario movie started?
It is.
They kind of started their own business. They got to a job, but guess what? The job got done by a major plumbing company. They decided they met Daisy. Daisy tells them that a pipe burst due to sabotage. They go underground to fix said pipe and end up in the world.
Okay.
So you got to change a little bit.
I feel like they could have changed that whole thing with him being caught in the Shadowlands. I'm just saying. It's like him have taken the entire movie to interact with the rest of the cast just seems kind of lame.
Okay, I'll tell you probably another reason why. Maybe Charlie Day was busy. The man does do.
Also, Charlie Day did such a good job as Luigi. I could have used more.
I think everyone did a good job.
I was really worried I would just be hearing Star-Lord the whole time with Mario, and I didn't. So
he did a good job.
Yeah,
he did a great job.
And that was everyone's main reason. They're like, oh my God, he's gonna do his regular voice. I'm like, you guys gotta probably give Chris Pratt a little bit of leniency.
Hang on, now I'm not gonna give Chris Pratt did a great job, but there are tons of great actors that are bad at voice acting.
Yes, they use their regular voice. They don't inflate.
Yeah,
they don't.
Matt Damon is one of them. Matt Damon is a terrible voice actor.
Okay, that's why he's only done Titan AE,
and it was terrible.
But you gotta remember, no one saw that movie. I owned it on VHS.
I saw that movie, and it was terrible.
I like Titan AE. I might download it and watch it.
Yeah, you like it, but it was terrible.
I haven't seen that movie in forever. No, I have seen it. It's been a million years.
Also, that's the one thing you have seen. That's such a weird, obscure movie.
I mean, it came out when I was a kid, and I saw it when I was a kid, and I proceeded to forget everything about it.
Yeah, don't judge us. We were kids as well.
Yeah, we were, but
I can't lock my seat.
Well, I'm not judging. No.
Oh yeah, there's another issue I have. The pacing was just
breakneck. My sibling had the same comments. I was sitting between my wife and then my family was on the other side, so I got all of their feedback too. It went really fast.
I had no issue with the pacing. I mean, it's an
I
hour
didn't
and a half
either. I'll just acknowledge it.
But I get why they, I mean, like I said, I didn't really have
15 extra minutes of runtime and more Luigi would have helped that movie a lot.
Samir, the movie was an hour and a half long.
Could have been hour 45 minutes long. No, they could cut some of them song numbers.
No, I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't know if it was spring break or what. I went on a Tuesday, the week after the movie came out, and everyone's kids were there, and I went to a 7:00 show.
Bruh, I went to a 10:00 show. I went to that theater myself, and I still didn't get a theater myself. There was still people in there. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, so it's just like I get it. They don't people. I mean, and it, bro. You gotta think. What was the last animated movie that was longer than an hour and a half? Done by Illumination or somebody. All the Despicable Me movies are like an hour and a half.
I was going to say most kids' movies are an hour and a half or less. And this is a kids' movie, ultimately.
And we're not talking about anime, right?
No, we're not talking about anime.
Okay, hang on.
Maybe that was why the Mario movie worked so well, too, because it actually was a kids' movie aimed towards kids, and unlike its predecessor.
Oh, yeah, like I said, I just rewatched that movie.
No.
It's real bad.
It is. Rest in peace to Bob Hoskins and Dennis Hopper. But yeah.
Did you guys see what Jack Black said? He wants Pedro Pascal to be in the sequel as Wario.
Yeah, I actually have a bunch
which I think is
notes.
Perfect.
That would be.
I say give Pedro a break. I mean,
I think he'd have the time of his life in a voice acting role, though.
I'm pretty sure he would.
Way less stress.
Yeah, let him drop.
I mean, The Mandalorian is basically a voice acting role at this point because his body doubles are doing most of the work.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sometimes.
No,
Yeah,
well,
you know what?
That's how they've kept up. Because he's filming The Last of Us. That's actually... He has 2 different body doubles.
Yeah. I think he only did 3 episodes this season because he actually talked about it, I think, on Jimmy Kimmel or something like that.
So sad. Yeah.
Because it's because of the way they shoot. Like,
I know why. It makes me so sad.
Like, The Last of Us is shot in Canada and Mandalorian is in California.
So he just shows up, voice acts beneath the helmet, calls it good.
Yeah. But, SD, did you have any notes? Because I got a few things here.
I mean, I already commented on the soundtrack. I wish there'd been more Donkey Kong characters, but that's just a wistful thought. It's not a condemnation. I thought... I knew in my heart they were going to pull the Bowser has a crush on Peach plot. Like, I knew. They didn't say it in the trailers, which was perfect, but I knew. And I was right, and it was hilarious. It was exactly what I wanted. Because that's been his
song was
motivation.
catchy.
It was adorable. It's also on the soundtrack.
Yes,
I don't know if I have anything. I don't know if I had anything really bad to say about it. Like, it was what it was, and I'm curious to hear your guys' criticism instead.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm probably going to go see it again within the next few weeks or so and actually help contribute to that box office smash because this is now
$500 million is what it's hit. Probably more now.
The highest grossing video game film of all time. It actually beat
animated movie too.
Oh, animated movie as well?
Yeah, because it topped Frozen.
Yes, it did beat Frozen too.
Yeah, nice. So Peaches is actually eligible to be nominated for a best song at the Oscars.
Please. Oh my God.
Because the full length version is a minute and some change. Because the time limit for a song has to be at least a minute.
Can you imagine? The Oscar award winning Super Mario movie for the song Peaches by Jack Black.
Samir would actually be probably pissed. He'd be like, really?
Why?
This one?
I would love that.
I'm just saying,
that song is good.
I know that, but something might come out from a movie with someone you like, and then you're like, how? How in the hell? It's like
I don't know why you think I'm this gung ho over award. You and my roommate had the same assumptions about me. You're gonna be mad. I'm like, why would I be mad about it?
Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
Hot take now.
Okay. Yeah, hot take. Let's rewind this.
All right. So the issue with this movie's critic response, I don't know why grinds so many people's gears. It's okay to like this movie, even though it has a lot of faults, and it seems like they want to attack the critics for their opinion. And their consensus.
You know why?
Even though the movie's still fun and enjoyable. A movie can be fun and enjoyable and not well made. Those two things can be true.
Samir, I wrote this on Facebook because someone was trying to defend the critics on this. So I said, no one is watching Mario for the plot. Leave it to the critics to overestimate the value of the criticism.
Right, but they have to grade it.
And the fun. So if you're telling me it's fun, that's all that matters.
It has the plot of a Mario video game, which is not
always
that deep.
And keep in mind, Mario games really don't have plots. You go from point A to point B to save the princess. Watch, rinse, repeat.
Yeah. There's a couple outliers, but they're not the norm.
And that's all fine, and it works. Okay, when you translate that to film, though, you're going to have some pitfalls. Like there are a couple of other properties that have the exact same problem as their book or comic book counterpart. You know, like, 2019's Alita Battle Angel, the main love interest, for instance, was just awful. But he's also awful in the manga / OVA anime. You know, they didn't change that. There was no reason to change that. The fan base didn't want it changed, and they didn't change it. So whatever faults are there are translated to the property, and that's fine. That's a good problem to have. I just don't see why people are saying that critics don't know what they're talking about when, no, they probably had a good time watching this movie, but they had to say, yo, this pacing is awful. And maybe I find the licensed, this is my opinion, I find the licensed music distracting. And we could have used more Luigi, and I felt that they could have utilized those characters more in other places. You know? There's just there's a slew, and also the paper thin plot, which is, that's kind of up in the air.
I mean, it's a standard movie plot. 2 brothers get separated and try to find their way back to each other, and the princess has to deal with someone who's coming to take over her kingdom.
Yes. Oh, so all right. Again,
it's like, what more do you want from Mario?
I don't want anything more. It fell exactly where I thought it would fall. It seems like it was pretty average, good time. I had a good time. The movie wasn't the best time I had. I loved Anya Taylor-Joy's Peach. I thought she was the best part of the movie, honestly. I don't know. I can see what they're coming from, and I can see what the other side is coming from. But at the end of the day, I don't see where the clash is. Why is it so heated?
I wonder if a lot of the critics were subjected to it and not necessarily Mario fans, so they walked in like being aware of Mario because you can't not be.
Yeah, and
then
example.
Being confused by, whereas, I walked in with the expectation of a Mario video game and thus judged this movie way less harshly than I probably would have otherwise.
And most critics probably, like SD said, don't know Jack Daly squat about Mario. It's like the same people.
How do you not know?
Samir, let me finish. It's like the same people who nominated, Frozen over that one anime you were talking about, and they asked the guy why, and he's like,
Frozen. It wasn't Frozen. It was Boss Baby.
Okay, yeah, Boss Baby. And it was like, why? Oh, yeah, because my nephews and niece like this.
All right, so here's the thing. First off, that was an Academy chairman.
I get that.
Right? And he was considering movies for nomination. So that was why it was so egregious, because he didn't know what he was talking about. These people have to validate their choices with a paragraph or more of text. That's a little different. All right? And all of them gave their opinion.
Samir, I read a review from a critic about Hogwarts Legacy who didn't even play the damn game.
Well, maybe they were just because of the controversy. Like, what did they say about it?
Why write a review of something you're not going to play?
Controversy. If they made a stance, I'm not going to play this game for XYZ reasons. That is why. But
Samir,
controversy.
They still wrote a paragraph as to why
they probably had to, and they probably had to make an opinion on why they wouldn't want to play it.
Or
that's a weird take, Bernard, because
Samir,
that game is an outlier.
I get that.
Out the gate, it was already a problem. Pick something else.
But
pick something else, because that was not going to work. Someone can have a problem with the game as a concept, all right, and not want to touch it. Because it's Hogwarts Legacy.
Then say
because of the creator.
Then tell your editor, hey, I don't want to write a review on
this. They probably didn't have that choice, Bernard. There were so many reviewers and YouTubers and streamers that said the same thing that you're telling me now. And it's perfectly fine because that game is an outlier. So that's the weird opinion that's weird analogy.
That's the only comparison I have. And guess what, Samir? Life is all about choices. If you just want to get up and quit your job tomorrow because your manager didn't give you that raise you wanted, you can do that. Why? Because it's your choice.
That's also a weird stance to take because sometimes your job, you need to keep your job, otherwise you lose that.
I get that. House. But Samir, guess what? A lot of people move on emotion. A lot of people move on strategy.
I don't know. What's your opinion of this, SD? Like, what's your stance on this exactly?
See, okay, this is just my opinion. I think that
regarding
the Hogwarts Legacy thing, I think they have the right to have a paragraph about it, but I don't think they have the right to rate it. I don't think that's fair.
I don't know if they rated it.
She
did.
Yeah.
What did she give it?
A 0.
See, I don't think that's
okay. Cool. That's almost not applicable at that point.
Well, it was an F. It was on a A to F scale. She gave it an F.
The problem is that would bring the overall aggregate of that game down, so it's not exactly fair. So I get your point.
Like, I respect, because I do respect wanting to, like, if you feel very strongly about, the ethics of this game are bad, I think it's totally fair and valid to write a review about that, and so that other people are aware. But rating the video game itself, I don't actually think is ethical in that instance.
Yeah, and this is where I'm going to bring it back full circle. Some of these critics are like in their 60s and 70s. You think they were playing Nintendo in their 30s? Probably not. So now they're judging something based off of a property.
Okay, so they were playing Nintendo when they were little.
So here's the thing. As of right now, actually, Bernard, I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes critic reviews, and all their thumbnails of their career profiles, they're all our age, actually. So there aren't that many old people in film. There's a lot, but not that many. In terms of film journalism, there are a lot of 30, 40-year-old people, a lot of Gen Xers, a lot of millennials, probably some Zennials, probably a growing number of Zennials. So a lot of them probably play Mario, and maybe they think, honestly, that Mario doesn't make a good game. I play a lot of video games. I don't think Mario has a good narrative structure to make it into a film series. It might be fun, but as far as actual, I don't know.
It's not going to be art. It's going to be silly.
I mean, it can be art. It's just I don't think it's going to be the narrative isn't going to be anything thought provoking, which it doesn't have to be. But if you want to put a grade on it, why do people who love Mario feel the need that it needs to be on a mountain of cinema? If I'm tripping on my words here, but you get what I'm trying to say, right?
Yes. Simple, because lately, I would say probably since the pandemic, Rotten Tomatoes reviews have been very skewed, more or less. So people are really starting to lose their faith in Rotten Tomatoes and things such as Metacritic.
Did they always? I mean, okay. So I have another hot take. This is gonna be this whole last is gonna be done with hot takes. The reason why I often don't look at audience reviews is a lot of times.
Simple. You hate people. You call people
right.
simple.
I don't hate people, but I do have an issue with their feelings being their main driving point of why they don't like something, and not an actual, like, for instance, you gave the Mandalorian episode a 9 point. You gave it a half point off because it made you anxious. And I'm like, it's supposed to make you anxious, but you hate anxiety, so you didn't like it, so you gave it a point off. That's my problem. If a movie is supposed to gross you out, then it serves a purpose. Like there's a movie that came out in 2009 called Spies. Agent Brody.
Well, no, I don't even want to talk about that.
The point is that movie will gross you out a little bit, and it's supposed to.
It's supposed to be an uncomfortable experience.
It is, and people just judge it down by that. I'm like, what did you go in there for? Like, I don't get. So people lead with their feelings a lot more than they lead with, okay, well, did the plot make sense? Were the characters supposed to do that? Oh, this makes sense. Why his eyes popped out of his socket? Oh, okay. The point is, there's a reason for all that, and a critic, at least on paper, is supposed to be more objective than the layman. And that's why I tend to lean the other way. Now, again, there is arguments to make that you really can't grade art as a whole. I don't really follow that track because there's tons of industries that have, professions about that. I mean, you grade music frequently every day, and that's art.
Honestly, don't really listen to music anymore. I'm all about podcasts.
Yeah, I know you're an old man. So
I'm not listening to NPR. I'm listening to like the
exclusively listen to podcasts. I don't know. I only listen to podcasts once in a while, and only for like spurts.
Samir, as a podcaster, how can you shit on podcasts?
I don't know. It's weird. It's really hard to do it, but I try. How can you listen to podcasts?
That's like saying, SD, as a writer, how can you shit on other people's books? Well, I try not to do it publicly, but trust me, I can hate books.
Oh, no, you can hate books, but he's just saying fuck podcasts as a whole.
Fair.
It's hard to listen to 2 hours of someone, and it's funny, we're at 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
So again, it's hard to do this because I'm doing it right now. I will own the hypocrisy here.
Yes.
It's hard to sit there.
I'm going to get you a crown.
It's hard to do. It's hard to listen to a bunch of people or one person prattle on about a number of topics or one topic. 2 hours is a long time. I do like to listen to podcasts in spurts. So 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 15, maybe 20 minutes tops. That's just my thing. Okay? I'd rather listen to an audiobook or an album if I'm going to listen to something consistently like that. That's just me particularly. That's my feelings. See how that works?
I've never heard you listen to a podcast. I've told you multiple times to listen to podcasts. Like, nah, I'm out of books.
What do you think? What do you think when I look up information about certain video games and movies, and I sit there on YouTube or on any other platform, and I hear them talk for 20 minutes on end about how they're going to do this or do that? That's more or less a podcast. They're streaming. They're talking to you. I do it all the time. In fact, yeah, your wife was doing that too. I mean, what's the difference between someone other than the visual aid of them saying, "Oh, well, this is what this is going to be," and then they're uploading the parts of the trailer? It's more or less a podcast at that point. It's just that you have visual aids to
kind of like a vlog,
to see the content.
Dude. You really got to look up the definition of podcast. But so one person,
I don't know. You have visual aid. In fact, you're going to put visual aid in our podcast video stream right now after in post.
Yes, but
you're going to put screenshots. You're going to put stills. There will be visual aid. We don't do it as much as some other people do, but we do it.
Yes, but you also have to remember, podcasts are primarily audio. A lot of podcasts don't do video.
No, a lot of them don't. You're correct. I'm just saying a lot of them have video. A lot of them now, in a growing number, have video where they're just two of them shooting the shit. And it's a lot easier to see that than it is to have someone just talking in your ear for a long period of time.
I guess. But John Leguizamo, let's go ahead and
let's talk about that.
Oh, I saw
that.
Oh,
my God.
So, yeah, he said he is boycotting Super Mario brought the Super
I like
Mario
John
Bros.
Leguizamo,
movie
too.
due to the
Oh,
casting.
God.
He said they messed up the inclusion. So Keegan Michael Key is black. Kevin Michael Richardson is black. Is he only mad because he played Luigi in a very bad movie 30 years
He
ago?
specifically said Latino actors
Yes.
in the interview, but
Oh, Anya Taylor-Joy's from Argentina. By the way.
yeah, that's the uncomfortable part. Is Anya Taylor-Joy?
She
is
passes for white.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say she's
from
She's
Argentina.
white passing, but she's not white.
yeah. So
She speaks full. She is fluent. Her accent is on point. All right, she is. Yeah,
so
she's probably better Spanish than my wife. Don't let her say that though. But yeah,
you just said it.
she doesn't watch my podcast.
You just said
she
it
doesn't
in
like
public.
podcast.
Listen, I want to cast Anya Taylor-Joy in my movies for my adaptation. She's wonderful.
Oh, I would love that.
She's
Look,
so
if
good.
your wife just kicked you in the head, you deserve it because
Well, I mean, I don't know if I deserve a kick in the head, but yeah, I would deserve her talking to if she did hear me. Shit talk her Spanish. Her Spanish is very good, by the way.
is she in the room?
For the record. No, she's outside. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, that's why you said it. Because you looked over there like she was like laying.
Yeah,
on
I
the
know.
bed
I'm
or something.
checking. I'm making sure I'm safe.
Yeah, keep your head on a swivel. But so yeah, John Leguizamo doubled down on his criticism of the movie. He said,
Hey,
"I will not
if
be
Jack
watching-"
Black, if Jack Black gets his way and Pedro Pascal's in the sequel, then there you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he said, I will not be watching the movie. They could have included a Latin character. He said, like, I was groundbreaking, and when they stopped the groundbreaking, they messed up the inclusion. They did.
All right. So here's the problem.
Can I finish this, please?
Okay, fine. Go on.
All right.
Yeah.
Just cast some Latin folk. We're 20% of the population, the largest group of people, and we are under repressed. And so TMZ asked him about if he was going to watch. He said, "Hell no!" And he actually spoke out about this about the casting in October when the cast was announced. He said, "The reboot is a good idea, but too bad they're all white. No Latinx in the leads. Groundbreaking colorblind casting in the original. Plus, I'm the only one who knows how to make this movie work script wise." So, Johnny.
Okay, so first off, I mean,
Is Keegan Michael Key not black?
here's the overall problem with this. The Mario brothers, they're Italian, and John Leguizamo is from Colombia. So, I mean, that was a weird pick back in the day also.
Oh, no, yeah, let's take it back in the day. So, the Mario brothers are indeed Italian. So, Johnny, did you take a role from an Italian person in 1993? Because Bob Hoskins is English. Dennis Hopper isn't a lizard. So, what do you want, John? Can you please explain that on your new show on MSNBC that airs on Sunday nights?
Yeah, he looks good for 62 though.
He does.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, but his full name is John Alberto Leguizamo Palez.
No one uses their full name.
No one doesn't. But it's like you would be forgiven if you thought Leguizamo was an Italian name.
I mean, perfect example.
I legitimately did for my whole childhood.
Yeah.
Perfect example. One of America's favorite comedians had a hit show in the 90s, Jerry Seinfeld. Do you know what Jerry Seinfeld's first name is?
Gerald?
Jerome.
I don't know. Jerome sounds a lot sexier than Jerry, actually.
But Jerry sounds more like a comedian.
Thank
And he
you.
wanted to be
That's
a
why
comedian.
he changed.
I actually watched a documentary on Jerry Seinfeld recently. Like, that's what he's always wanted to do his whole life. Quit
Yes.
sitcoms, went back to stand-up,
Yes. But it's just like, John, you changed your name to get more roles in Hollywood. Perfect example.
I wouldn't call him out on that because that was a necessity thing, but for
I
the time
get
he
that.
was around.
I get that. But still, even then, Antonio Banderas didn't change his name, did he? What's Antonio Banderas' name? Is it not Antonio Banderas?
Yeah, but he leveraged his exoticness to get into Hollywood. John Leguizamo wasn't a tall Spanish guy with a killer chin.
Look, I mean, he could have been the action man, but he decided to go the comedic route.
Yeah, because he's also short, though.
Okay, so you saying short people can't be action stars?
Tom Cruise would beg to differ.
Yeah.
But Tom Cruise is also tricking the camera. That thing is tilted
They
out
are.
every role.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right?
Robert
And then when
Downey
you see him on the red
Jr.
carpet.
too. Robert Downey
Yeah.
Jr. 's shorter than me.
Exactly.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Bro,
He's a little guy.
I told you, all the Power Rangers are shorter than me. I'm 5'11". Walter Jones is like 5'6".
Tom Holland's really short too.
I'm average height, so you need to stop that.
Sorry, that's such a tangent. Sorry. A lot of action stars are very little guys, actually.
No, not you, him. He was like, yeah, you are short. Look, we all can't be. Look, at least I got my hair, damn it.
I have hair.
Hey, I got that $100 waiting for you.
Look, Bernard, you can't grow a beard. How about I'll give you $100, you grow a beard.
I am growing a beard.
That's not a beard, that's a smudge.
Okay, when I grow the beard, because I just had to get this trimmed up due to my brother's wedding. But so what do we rate this movie? Because it's a 10 for me. I loved it. I'm going, like I said,
yeah, I know you love it. For all its faults, you ignore them, and that's what I'm saying. It's like you'll ignore the movie because you love it, and you'll ignore all the faults.
Samir,
and give it a 10.
I can acknowledge if a movie has faults. I saw no faults in this movie. Like I said, I'm not.
They were
watching
pretty glaring.
I'm not watching this movie.
We
for the
talked
plot.
about the pace, though. Was the pace not jolted and really fast?
It's an hour and a half. What? They're not going to make a kids movie an hour.
I think they can. I think children will sit for an hour and 45 minutes.
Bro, that movie theater was loud and annoying when I was there. And that was an hour and a half. 2 hours is worse. Go watch a Marvel movie with kids in it.
I refuse.
Exactly. SD, what do you give this movie?
That's so hard. See, purely with the Mario setup, I will agree with 10 out of 10. And I'm struggling how to judge it, like, by separating the fact that it's a Mario movie and I'm comparing it to Mario
Exactly,
video games.
the bias is real.
I don't.
Like,
I have no idea what I would rate it if I weren't familiar with the source material. That's what I'm trying to get in the mindset of. It'd probably be lower.
And that's another reason why. Exactly, and that's another reason why they graded it so low.
It was cute.
Yeah, it was adorable, but it's like if in a sea of adorable movies, like how does that stand out though?
Because it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't have the deep.
Also, this is right after Puss in Boots, which was also adorable, but also really freaking good.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah. So again, is it fair to Puss in Boots to grade this movie so well when Puss in Boots was actually good?
Oh yeah, no. I'm trying to be really mean. If I were going to be really mean, it'd be probably a 6. But that's me completely separating. That's close. But that's not my real feeling. That's if I completely separate all of my prior knowledge. Because as a Mario fan and someone who's played a lot of Mario games, I'm like, it's not even a bias. It's just it's a mindset. If that makes sense. I don't like the movie because I could hate the movie just as well if I liked Mario. Sorry, if I love Mario. But it just feels like a video game. And because of that, it gets extra points because it was so true to being a video game, and it had no shame about it. So,
and I have a lot of respect for the movie. Yes, I definitely have a lot of respect for the movie, and I think it definitely deserves a sequel.
I'm so happy it did well because we'll get more movies like this and they'll actually be accurate to the games. What will this bring next? What if we get the Donkey Kong spin-off and it's really good? What if there's so many options?
Yeah. So again, I think
actually said he was interested in doing a Donkey Kong Country spin-off.
Excellent. That'd be amazing.
Do we need so much go-karting? Did they have to shoehorn Mario Kart? Maybe that's the issue. They could have more.
I thought it was cute.
Shoehorn Mario Kart in Diddy Kong Racing.
They did a lot. I mean, I like Diddy Kong. This was like seeing him in the crowd. Do we need it though?
Okay.
Did we need it? We wanted it, but did we need it?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
It was necessary. So the whole Kong country was built around cars. We needed it. And I needed to feel the rage of Rainbow Road.
Full disclosure, I didn't play Donkey Kong. I watched friends play it as a kid. I never played it myself.
Of course you didn't.
So my question is, were there that many carts in those original games? Or
no. Just Diddy Kong Racing.
It's just Diddy Kong Racing, which I played a lot of. I played a lot of Diddy Kong Racing.
Basically Mario Kart during the gap of lack of Mario Kart games.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And I remember that being. And that Diddy Kong Racing was legitimately fun. So they basically shoehorned both those games together and shoehorned into the Mario movie proper. And that's what we got.
Yeah.
Look, it was fun to watch. So yeah.
All right. What's your score, Samir? Let's bring down the axe.
I'm going to give it a 6.5.
All right.
What the? I don't even want to know.
No, I spent the last 30 minutes telling you my grievances, and you're still surprised? Oh, I'm gonna give it a 10.
Samir, a 6.5.
Should I give? Do you? I mean,
I thought you would have given it an 8.
A 6.5 is still a good score.
Bro, I think you rated Love and Thunder higher than this.
I
you
rated
did,
it about
actually.
a 7. I think I gave it a 7.
It's
Probably
like
a 7. The point is, look, if Puss in Boots in The Last Wish is a 9, how dare I put this movie anywhere near that? That's a really stellar movie.
I'll take
to be
your word
honest,
for it. I'm done.
and it's a contemporary to this movie. It came out recently from DreamWorks, which is a subsidiary, which owns Illumination, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
So they don't.
Illumination is part of Universal. DreamWorks is its own company.
So doesn't DreamWorks own Illumination?
No.
I don't think so, but I could be.
Okay, I could be wrong. The point is,
I don't know.
they
Illumination
are
is owned by Universal. That's why they're Despicable Me rides. And Universal produces Shrek. That's why there was Shrek stuff.
Why isn't
but they
there a
don't own
DreamWorks land? Why isn't there a DreamWorks?
I don't know. There should be. Okay. And that's another thing. Freaking How to Train Your Dragon. Those movies are just awesome.
So
and
good.
again,
can you imagine a dragon ride?
Yeah,
Samir,
and go
Samir
visit
hates
Shrek
theme parks.
Swamp.
Samir,
I don't hate theme parks. I just think they're.
I said, hey, let's go to Universal. I got an annual pass. You just pay
I
for your ticket.
think
Let's
that
go.
they're
It's
really
3 hours up the road.
expensive. They're really expensive, and it's like I can't justify the cost with the time and everything. I like roller coasters. If I was rich enough and I could tell everyone to stay home and I could just rent the whole park out, I would do it. I would be there all day.
Sounds like
no,
to me.
It does sound awesome, actually.
Yeah, it sounds like I hate people. Yeah, I'll accept that.
Hey,
See, I live a day trip away from Disneyland if I'm really feeling brave. So I don't know. I like theme parks.
Yeah, so do
Going
we,
to places.
since we're in Florida.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I
but
do
yeah, okay.
go to
So
Universal all the time, and guess what? I'll be there the whole day. I'll go as soon as I'll go 3 hours before Universal opens. I have a 2-park pass. I'm hopping in between Universal and Islands of Adventure. I'm not even walking to the park. I'm taking the Hogwarts fucking Express.
okay, well, anyways, getting back on topic. Oh yeah, my 6.5 stands because if it wasn't for the IP, if this was an original work, this would be forgettable. But because they're leaning so hard on IP,
Bro, I don't think this movie would be forgettable. It's not Titan AE.
How well would it do though? If it didn't have the power that was Mario, which is a 40, almost 50-year franchise, would it do as well?
We wouldn't know because it's kind of the cast.
It does have a
there have been better casts. There have been just as good as casts of. We just had that ensemble cast from Babylon. That movie tanked. Or Amsterdam. That movie tanked. Those movies that had great casts. All right, a cast does not save your movie.
Okay, but you also know
the original Dungeons and Dragons, which is funny enough, had a good cast. Tanked. That movie was terrible. It had Jeremy Irons in it.
Samir, that movie was also before its time. And do you know why Babylon and Amsterdam tanked? The same way Strange World tanked. Lack of promotion.
The point is,
I didn't see ads for Babylon until. But you also got to remember, we've been seeing trailers and stuff for this. Do you even recall seeing a trailer in theaters for Babylon or Amsterdam? Either one of you?
Amsterdam, yes.
I don't.
I do.
And I was
excited about that movie.
And
too.
I was going to the movies in the pandemic.
And I remember seeing, but the controversy about the movie came out, and then the movie tanked because it just was bad.
And that's another thing. Controversy tanked that movie.
No, I think the movie tanked because it was bad. The movie can have controversy and still have a good critic response. And still tank commercially. This movie tanked in the critic and commercially. The critics hated it, and no one saw it. So it tanked on both sides of the fence, which is really bad. At the very least, Mario is winning audience-wise and commercially, which you can give all the praise for that, and it deserves it. It's doing its job. All right, it gave us the Mario movie that we all wanted. All right, now I'm not a big Mario fan. I came in objectively, and I'm grading it objectively as much as I can without any bias. And that's why I got a 6.5.
See, I don't think you go into things objectively because you start.
Sure, I do.
No. Simple. Because of the simple fact that you look at reviews.
I don't look at reviews.
Samir.
Okay, I do. But they don't color my perception. They don't color my perception.
Because of the simple fact that you will literally screenshot me a review and like, I don't know if I want to see this now. Like, unless it's
my time is valuable.
Like, everyone's time is valuable. But Samir, if you showed interest in a film and all of a sudden it dropped below 60, you're like, I'm out.
I'll probably wait to see it when it streams. You turn into Homer
Simpson and you back out into the hedges.
I do not.
Like, unless it's superhero related or an existing IP, you will back out into the hedges.
Oftentimes, and that's another thing. And that goes back to my earlier comment. If it's not leaning heavily on an IP, it's hard to justify seeing it when it doesn't have a good response.
SD, do you go see a movie based off of reviews or based off of what you've seen?
I avoid reviews. They'll color my perception. I enjoyed Quantumania because I didn't see any reviews and I turned my whole brain off.
And Samir,
but you had to turn your brain off for that movie because it was
I did.
Dumb.
Oh, I totally did, but I had fun.
But yeah, and I like Quantumania.
I didn't go in expecting art.
But
I liked Mario more than Quantumania. How about that?
Yeah. And Quantumania has its faults. I like that movie, but I will tell you all day about its faults.
Oh yeah.
And Samir, I don't know, like in between the week of when we saw it and the week after, he changed his. I
didn't change my opinion. I got new perspective.
I think part of it too. I enjoyed Quantumania. I enjoyed Mario, and I could talk for hours on Quantumania's faults, but I couldn't actually talk for hours on Mario's faults, even though I went in, with the preconceived notions. I'm like, I guess it was fast. Yeah, they probably should use Luigi more, but a lot of it is stuff that sequels will fix. So that's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, and that's still great.
I legitimately liked it better.
Yeah, we've been talking more about the concept of why it's bad.
Yeah.
And you're arguing my score more than we're arguing the actual faults of the movie.
Oh, I don't care about your score. That's Bernard.
Yeah. Right. I can give that that's another point in his favor. Okay, we're not arguing its faults. We're arguing the concept of its faults separately from the movie itself. Okay, the idea that they exist in the first place.
I just want you to stay on this 6.5 because, like, you did the same thing with Ant-Man. You gave it like a 5, like 1 week, and then you changed around and said, "Oh no, it's a 4."
Okay, so here's the thing. Again, you love just your views are so concrete without accepting any new information.
Oh no,
I think that's bad,
new information.
Okay, so can I. I can sit there and someone can point out what a movie did in retrospect. And I realized, oh yeah, it did do that. And now I noticed it in retrospect. I can then change my score as I get more information.
But I
can go positively too.
Information, and you didn't give me like what information you received within a week.
I gave you tons of information about that movie.
No, we talked in length about it when we originally. You know what?
Also, is a 4 different from a 5, anyways? Like,
yes.
if I talked about my grievances at length on this podcast about a movie and gave it a 5, and then I later come back with a 4. Does it really matter at that point? The movie isn't taking a good score.
Yes,
seriously.
But okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. But
because go on.
Yeah, this is my last question. So, do you guys believe that this is the beginning of the NCU, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe?
I actually hope so. And amazing that I hope.
I would love to see.
I would love to see more. I want to see Waluigi so bad.
Yes. Or Birdo. Birdo would be great.
Birdo is iconic.
One of my favorite comedians, Andrew Schultz, he actually saw the movie.
Ooh, why did they get oh god, what's that guy's name? The crocodile from Donkey Kong.
Oh, King K. Rool.
Yeah, King K. Rool. Yeah, there we go. That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. So
who did voice him?
They picked Jack Black as Bowser, which I would not have guessed in a million years, even though it was flawless and perfect. Who knows who they're going to pick for King K. Rool?
That's funny. That's the first thing about. Yeah. Could Jack Black do both? Can he?
He absolutely could. He's very talented.
Yes.
Josh Gad, he might be able to do.
I don't. King K. Rool. No, King K. Rool does sound kind of menacing in the games. He's got like a deep voice. Do not hurt me with Josh Gad. No offense to him.
No, don't.
He can play Diddy Kong or something.
That might be. Oh, maybe.
Or we'll go like the Sony route where they cast like fucking Idris Elba as Knuckles. They'll go with that.
He that menacing. He doesn't even sound sexy.
Therein was the problem with Knuckles. It was upsetting.
Yeah, exactly. That rumbling voice. I'm like, oh my god.
How dare you?
I forgot he was Knuckles for a second. I was about to say,
yeah, no, he did a good job, but it's like he sounded like Idris Elba, and it's like, God, does Knuckles need to sound so rumbly and menacing and yet alluring at the same time?
I just want to know who they're going to cast as Shadow, but
Dishonor.
That is a future problem.
He raised his voice an octave for Knuckles. It's not quite much, but it was still.
Yeah, he actually That's to his credit. I'm going to do another tangent now. That's a credit to his acting because he did have a level of innocence in that voice of his. Like he looked like a kid with a deep voice. It sounded like I don't know if that's writing, directing, or the actor itself. Maybe it's just a combination of the three. It was a
little bit of all of it. I watched the behind the scenes featurette. It's on the show. But yeah, guys, this is Bernard, aka the Scarlet Spider.
And this is Samir, the King in Black.
This is SD Simper. I write books that break Samir's heart.
I'm not ready for your next one. I told you this earlier. I'm having a hard time. We talked at length about it. We had the therapy session. I'm still not okay with your last book. Oh my god, it's so...
That one was a lot. It was a lot.
It was. I think hopefully the healing in the next book, I'm hoping there's healing in the next book will help me heal as well. So, here's hoping.
Here's hoping.
Yes.
I won't say anything
say that,
about
but
it.
you know already.
You do.
And we are the Angry Blerds podcast.
All right, well, join us next time. Same Blerd channel, same Blerd network.
Bye, friends.
Yeah, so next week we are going to be reviewing Renfield unless it drops below the fresh score that it has now.
Also, we also have Evil Dead coming up soon.
Yes.
So,
well, that's like in May.
Is it? No, is it? No, it's in this week. It's sure it's May?
I could have sworn it was May.
No, I think Evil Dead Rise.
It's either May or next week.
I think it's next week, dude. Evil Dead Rise is, I think, next week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, next week, the 21st.
Okay, so yeah, that one might have to get pushed back because I'm going to be...
I don't know. I think I will push back Renfield before I push back this movie.
I've
been waiting for this movie since I got it now.
His wedding.
All right, well, fine. Then you're out of town. We'll push this back with Renfield.
I said possibly. Well, because... yeah, because we might push Renfield back is what I'm saying. Not Evil Dead Rise. Well, no, we might push both back because the week after that I'm going to be in South Carolina. No, I can take my laptop, but I'm flying to DC, so that's the main issue.
Oh my God!
My laptop.
Figure this out. This is rambling.
Guys, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. We will possibly see you next week. Samir?
Live long and prosper.
You are going to get sued by the damn Gene
This is not copyrighted.
I believe the Vulcan salute is and live long and prosper, dude.
Man.
Look, when they track you down and send you the letter.
We got like 12 viewers. They're not going to come after us.
It's also audio genius.
We got a lot of listeners. That's a good number of listeners, so that's for sure.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.